the challenge. Are you confident that your business is getting the very best when it comes to your insurance needs? If not, take the First Mark Challenge today, and it's totally free. Just go to firstmarkinsurance.com, your teammate that goes to work for you. Firstmarkinsurance.com.
Active Liver is the easy way to get a daily detox to keep you healthy and feeling your best. Find Active Liver at your local CVS or online at Amazon or newnordicusa.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo.
Your best source for local news.
Newly released police video shows the arrest of a 17-year-old.
KIRO Newsradio.
A couple years ago, I was in the bathroom at the airport when I dropped my smartphone in the toilet. Not smart. I was multitasking when I should have been focused on the job at hand. Embarrassing, but I'm not alone. According to Google, 7 million other multitaskers accidentally dropped their phones into the bowl last year. A gentle reminder that right now you can get yourself a brand new Samsung Galaxy A36 absolutely free with a $35 plan from Pure Talk. The A36 comes with scratch-resistant Gorilla Glass and a battery that'll last all day, along with unlimited talk, text, and data on America's most dependable 5G network. In other words, it's tough and smart. Something to think about next time you're multitasking in the necessary. Just dial pound 250, say keyword micro to get your free phone today. You can make the switch in just 10 minutes. That's pound 250. Say micro to switch to a no-nonsense smartphone and a company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by ZipRecruiter.
I'm Cammie McCormick. Hulk Hogan has died. The blonde-haired, mustached pro wrestler helped redefine the sport. Matt Wolf reports.
Hulk Hogan was professional wrestling.
And what you gonna do when Hulkamania run wild on you?
Terry Bollea's over-the-top persona transformed the sport into a mainstream juggernaut, appearing in films like Rocky III.
Thunder Lips is here.
And, of course, the very first WrestleMania in 1985.
The Incredible Hulk.
It wasn't always smooth sailing. In 1994, he admitted to using steroids for 13 years. Then 12 years later, he was kicked out of the WWE Hall of Fame, the result of a sex tape scandal. Matt Wolf, CBS News.
Hogan was 71. Police in Clearwater, Florida were called to respond to a cardiac arrest. We learn more today about the death of celebrity chef Anne Burrell. Stacey Lynn has that.
The Food Network star, best known for her short and spiky blonde hair, died by suicide. According to the New York office of the chief medical examiner, specifically acute intoxication due to the combined effects of diphenhydramine, ethanol, cetirizine, and amphetamine. The Worst Cooks in America host was found unresponsive in her shower on June 17th and was pronounced dead at the scene. She was only 55 years old. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
Legendary jazz musician Chuck Mangione has died. He earned 13 Grammy nominations and won 2. His album, Feel So Good, was one of the most successful jazz records ever produced. President Trump's envoy to the Middle East says the U.S. team is returning from Doha after the latest response from Hamas showed what he called a lack of desire to reach a ceasefire in Gaza. Witkoff says the U.S. will now consider alternative options to free the hostages and create a more stable environment, he says, for the people of Gaza. President Trump is traveling to the Federal Reserve today, as Olivia Rinaldi reports.
He has been very critical of Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell. Now, Powell has not cut rates in the second Trump administration. Trump has continually said he believes there should be a rate cut. Powell has said he believes the economy is healthy enough that he doesn't need to do that right now.
Tesla's stock plunged 9%, and CEO Elon Musk is warning rough quarters lie ahead. President Trump weighed in today saying he doesn't want to destroy Musk's companies by taking away their government subsidies. On Wall Street, stocks are mixed. This is CBS News.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The latest on a 2-alarm fire in Seattle. That story coming up, but first from the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk. In Federal Way, a crash is reported on I-5 northbound. You are backed up south of Wild Waves down to the 5 curves right now. Construction is blocking 2 lanes on I-5 northbound near the Ship Canal Bridge. The express lanes have been open all morning, so southbound I-5 is slow. You are backed up just to 125th now. Travel times are easing, though. Linwood to Seattle, 36 minutes, only 8 longer than usual. Still a struggle, though, on I-405 southbound. Travel time Alderwood to South Center, 78 minutes, 35 longer than typical. Traffic brought to you by ProSculpt, the one-day permanent fat loss and skin tightening solution for men and women, offered by New Skin Med Spa in Bellevue. ProSculpt.com.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. Investigators are working to determine the cause of a 2-alarm fire that damaged 7 buildings and prompted evacuations in Seattle's Central District early this morning. Spokesman David Cuerpo says it started in a shed and quickly spread.
In total, there were 7 buildings that were damaged. That includes 2 sheds, 4 single-family homes, and 1 apartment building.
The families inside those 4 homes are displaced until inspectors can determine if it's safe to go back inside. King County Sheriff's detectives are investigating a homicide in Burien this morning. Few details, but they say a man called 911 to report he had shot someone on his property. That shooter was arrested. We've told you there's been an increase in knife attacks in Seattle. There has been another stabbing. Seattle police say a 43-year-old woman stepped off a bus last night, got into an argument with a man, and he stabbed her in the cheek. Detective Brian Pritchard says there have been 20 knife assaults since April.
Usually during the summer months, assaults do go up, and right now there's tend to be more stabbing.
This latest attack happened on North 105th Street and Aurora Avenue. Police arrested a suspect and the victim was treated at Harborview. In just over a week, the Navy's Blue Angels will roar into Seattle for Seafair, but a local group has erected a billboard. It accuses the FA-18s of being loud, polluting war machines. Dr. Breck Lebeg tells KIRO 7 TV.
As an Air Force flight surgeon, I flew upside down in the F-16. It's a lot of fun. That's not why the airplanes are built. They are built to drop bombs to kill people and to kill things. And when they fly over, it reminds people who are war refugees and veterans, that's how it was, and they don't like that memory.
And a Seattle woman has filed a lawsuit claiming noise from the Blue Angels contributed to the death of her elderly cat. Alaska Airlines made less money this spring than it did last year. From April to June, the company brought in $172 million in profit. That's down from $220 million this time last year. Alaska lost money earlier this year when tariffs first hit. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny today with highs in the upper 70s. It's 63 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO Newsradio.
Welcome to the show. Happy Thursday, July 24th. Jake Skorheim here, sitting alongside Spike O'Neill. Spike, we got a great show today.
I am excited.
This is just one of those days where everything just comes together. You put your feelers out. You try to make things happen. It doesn't always happen, but you put on the best show you can. And then there are other days where you just, everything falls into place. Every domino falls perfectly. A lot of stuff to talk about today.
I wish the show was longer. It's one of them shows.
Yeah.
I wish we had more than 3 hours for these nice people.
3 hours will not be enough to contain all of the joy and excitement.
Controversy
and news that we're going to bring you today, actually.
Yep.
Starting with, we got to tease this because it's 2 hours away, but in exactly 2 hours, in person, here, in the studio, for you guys to watch on the camera and see if they're serious or see if they're joking. I think they're serious, though.
They're serious. That sounds serious.
We're going to be talking with that lady who is suing the Blue Angels over the death of her cat. We reached out, Laura got her on, and she's going to join us at 2 o'clock with her attorney in studio. And I've read this entire thing now. This filing is 11 pages. She is the plaintiff in the case, and the defendants are the commanding officer of the Blue Angels, Commander Adam Bryan, the public information officer of the Blue Angels, also the person who runs their social media account on Instagram where she was blocked. They're very serious about this. They're seeking damages, things that they would like. So we're going to talk to them at 2 o'clock about all of this, and it's going to be great. You're not going to want to miss a second of that, and I think people will enjoy it. Oh, my computer's not working. There you go. Okay, that's a cat.
Was that a cat?
That was a cat.
Is there a whale story today, too?
There we go.
That's a cat.
Yeah, not a
I can do
cat.
a better cat noise.
It's an orca.
That's a
Yeah,
cat.
a killer cat, they call it.
Objectively, that's a cat.
Oh, sure. Oh, there you go.
Is that not a cat?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a cat.
Sounds like a cat.
I came across yesterday a little dismissive of this lawsuit when the news broke, and it kind of took us by storm.
You weren't very sensitive,
I was not very sensitive.
Not like me, Mr. Sensitive.
You are Captain Sensitive. I would not argue that, but I'm interested to hear their argument.
Yeah.
And I don't want to dismiss this lady's grief, and I kind of made that clear yesterday. I kind of laid.
Nobody's dismissing her grief. It's obviously
I want to make sure
grief.
she realizes that,
real
and
grief.
her attorney as well. You guys, a real attorney, then you think?
We'll
Because
find
I
out.
wasn't kind to him either. And
2:00. Yeah.
I'm actually incredibly encouraged that they've agreed to come on the show.
Says a lot about them, and it
really
also
does.
says how
Yeah.
they feel about their case. That they want to, they want to talk
Absolutely.
about it in public.
No,
I think
yeah.
that's great. It's good for them, and they should if they're going to file a lawsuit against the Blue Angels. They should. All right, a lot of stuff to get to. First things first, let's talk about all of it. New tolls on 167. We're actually hoping to have Chris Sullivan in here in just a little bit to chat about this. Somebody's phone
That's me.
beeping.
That's me. I'm sorry.
Spike, there's a silent function. on there.
I
don't know if
noticed
you're
that.
aware
Yeah.
of
Well, as an elder American.
I know. I can't believe you looked at me first because my phone hasn't emitted
Never.
a sound.
Yeah, I knew yours
in a
wasn't. It
decade.
was actually just a politeness.
No.
I was trying
Hi,
to be
Spike
nice.
O'Neill here for elder Americans.
Yeah.
You know, your phone has features that can.
You know what? We
keep
actually
you.
have a story about elder abuse coming up in just a few minutes as a segue.
My apologies.
Listen
you
to,
and the city.
listen to this. So on State Route 167, they're opening up this new toll lane. You've seen this. Chris Sullivan has a great story about it right now on mynorthwest.com. You can read about it. They are changing what is currently a lane that you can use multiple occupancy, high occupancy toll lane is what it's going to be now.
I made friends with total strangers just to use that lane, and
There you go.
Now it's still going to cost me an additional fee.
On Curb Your Enthusiasm, he would pick up a prostitute just to drive in a lane like this.
Do you know on the Golden Gate Bridge, people wait by the side of the road
just to get a ride across,
just to jump in a car, get a
be the
free
extra.
shuttle across, and let someone else use that high occupancy lane? Yes.
Genius, really smart. Although I'd be nervous about picking up hitchhikers.
I would too.
You never know; they could be killers. So this lane, which currently you can use on the honor system, if you have more than a certain number of people in your vehicle, your high occupancy vehicle, you can drive in the lane, and it's pure honor system. The problem with that is the state says they're modernizing the system because all of the people who are cheating
have no honor. They found a lack of honor in the region necessitates their change of
They're
policy.
basically calling you a liar.
Yeah.
They're calling
And a
all
cheat.
of you liars and cheats.
Yes, they are.
They don't trust you. And I don't think you should trust them. I'm talking about the government. I don't think you should trust them. This is what they're going to force you to do. You have to buy one of these passes. We've all seen them in the window, the good to go passes.
Yeah, you bet.
So you got to buy one of those, but that's not free, which it should be free, actually. If they're telling people you could use this lane before and it would cost you nothing, it's honor system, they're penalizing you and making you purchase this thing. It's a $15 fee to buy it, set up the account, which is a headache. It is a headache. You've set these accounts up?
I've set these accounts. You know, oftentimes I've bragged about being able to unsubscribe to things when we change our information.
Good luck unsubscribing to that.
Well, I got I fell behind in my good to go account.
Oh, you didn't have the automatic payment.
Well, I had the automatic payments, but when I updated my card, my payment system, that's the one I neglected to
That's where they
update.
get you.
And next thing you know, I get this civil action penalties. I get everything. I get letters in the mail with big red stamps on the outside.
Absolutely.
Civil infraction inside, like it's a cereal box of doom.
Because they don't trust you.
They don't.
They think you're a cheater. They think you're a cheater. You're on a list somewhere. It says Spike O'Neill, cheater, liar.
I'm looking into ways to subvert the law, by the way, with regard to this story in particular. I'm looking for ways to subvert the law. I'm going to reach out to Chief Swank or Sheriff Swank.
I have heard from people. You should ask him about it.
I should, because he's a guy that wants to help the commuter along.
He wants to help the little man.
Yes,
Absolutely. I have heard from people who drive in these things, like on I-405. I've heard from folks who will drive in the HOT lane, the hot lane.
Yeah.
And every time you drive under one of those things, it checks your. It's like I don't know how many miles there are apart, but you know what I'm talking about?
The little blue lights.
Little blue lights.
You bet. Yeah.
You just reach it for it and you flip it over to non-toll, like you have people in the vehicle.
Oh, okay.
And you flip it back. Are you technically lying? That's a question. I'm not willing to say whether or not you're technically lying because did you technically give up your right to drive in that lane? Did you say, hey, I'm happy to do this. I'm happy to pay for this. I guess if you signed up for the Flex Pass, you're kind of saying that.
Is it a peaceful political protest?
That's what I feel like. I feel like it's a peaceful political protest.
That's my I'm getting a tattoo, man.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. It's a peaceful political protest. This is ridiculous. $15 for people to sign up on this thing.
Well, they make you pay for the right to bill you. That's what, you know.
That feels wrong to me.
If you need a mechanism.
Does it feel wrong to you?
It does. If you need a mechanism to record my information and subject me to your tolling policies, I got to pay for the right for you to bill me? That's not supplied. If you're requiring me to pay in this lane, you should provide for me the equipment with which to bill me.
Unless you're calling us liars, which you are, WashDOT.
And cheats. Don't forget cheats.
And cheats, which you should do. And they even say that in this article somewhere because people are cheating. They say, there's so much abuse of the system. What I think they need to do, though, is why can't they just offer this little Flex Pass for free to anybody who wants it? And then when you find yourself in the lane and you're not full of people, then you're going to have, obviously you're going to have to pay to use the lane if you still want to use it.
Sure, yeah.
You catch more flies with honey.
You do.
Right?
You know, when you go to a Starbucks, for example, anybody, and you get a gift card and you load that, they don't charge you for the card.
No, they don't.
They charge you for the money you put on that card. That is you voluntarily interacting with them and giving them your money, entering into their paying system.
Yeah.
And they're going to bill me $15 for the right to give them money?
Exactly. It's a great point.
It's another insult.
It's a great point. It's an insult. Not only verbally did they insult you, but they're also taking it out of your wallet, which is the biggest insult of all.
In every way, shape, or form.
All right, let's talk about this other story. And hopefully we're going to get Chris in here just a little bit. He can give us some updates on that. When you can expect that to actually start. Actually, I believe it's today, right? Is this when it starts? Drivers without a pass will be charged a toll plus $2 by mail. This should eliminate the rampant cheating that SR 167 sees in the hot lanes. No, it's in the hot lane today, so it hasn't started yet. Okay. But when it can start, Chris will give us an update on that.
Perfect.
All right, Q13 has a story. This is really interesting. When's the last time you went to a Mariners game?
I was at a ball game three weeks ago.
Okay.
The last homestand prior to the All-Star break.
I want to say mine was probably, I don't know, maybe like a month and a half ago.
We went to the Baltimore series.
Yeah.
We had the booth.
Was that the same one we both went to?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, whenever that was. Yeah, ish. When you were down there, did you notice the street preachers? They're kind of ubiquitous in that area.
How can you not?
How can you not notice them?
And no matter what season it is, what game you're going to, whatever sporting event you're going to, or public concert event, those kind of things, they're there for you.
Here is, I believe we have some audio. This is from Q13. Q13 has a story. I found it really interesting, and I would love your guys' take on this. I might have a different take, but I'd love your take on this. Their story says baseball fans are fed up with being harassed by preachers using megaphones anytime they want to head to a Mariners game. Then they talk about the long line of fans that were at the game yesterday.
Yeah, the day game.
Which was a very packed game. A lot of people for that Brewers game. People waited in line. Preachers with their megaphones standing next to them. They spoke with one person about it, and here's that person speaking to Q13.
They're really, really loud, and they're not achieving anything because nobody's listening. It's just upsetting to hear the yelling.
It's loud. He's in your face, walking around. Obviously, there's freedom of speech, but others also have a right to not have to deal with it. He's obnoxious.
Yeah, they're really annoying.
Have not lived and died for you, and that's the Lord Jesus Christ. There's one.
I think this in public is ridiculous. People are just trying to go to the game.
Flee from the wrath to come.
So there's a lot of people down there. Obviously, it's a pretty strong-armed approach to trying to get somebody interested in some good news, and people are not loving it. This person, though, she says, is this Ryan? Is that who this person is? Ryan, who talked to Q13. We just heard her there. She says, obviously, there's freedom of speech, but others also have the right to not deal with it, which, of course, is not true.
Yeah.
You
know who else they called obnoxious?
Who's that?
Jesus Christ himself.
Yeah, absolutely they did.
The original street preacher.
Right? The original street preacher, exactly. But they didn't call it sermon with a mic. They called it sermon on the mound. I am.
What do you feel about this? What do you think about these street preachers?
I think the amplification is a bridge too far. I think
it's a public nuisance.
I think it's a public nuisance. Your ability to there and spread the word for those willing to listen is your right to do so. Free speech even covers religious speech. Absolutely. Carry your sign. Carry your message. To blast that beyond the reach of your voice, I think is intrusion. I think people who are unhappy with the microphone aspect of it and the loudspeaker, the megaphone aspect of it, I think they have a valid concern, a valid complaint.
Would you say that same thing about people at protests, things like that, who have megaphones, who are trying to get their voices heard?
I probably would.
So your idea is just no megaphones anywhere.
If it's a violation of the noise ordinance, if there are noise ordinances in place.
Here's what Seattle Municipal Code says about it. It says it is unlawful for any person knowingly to cause or make, or for any person in possession of property knowingly to allow or originate from the property unreasonable noise which disturbs another. So that's not actually super clear. It would have to disturb another. So what constitutes disturbing another? I don't know.
Unreasonable noise is a pretty vague term, too. That's got a lot of
wiggle room. You're talking about a crowd of tens of thousands of people. You could argue that that's unreasonable noise as well. They're outside of the stadium. This guy's outside of the stadium. That neighborhood maybe doesn't want. Do you think that neighborhood wants 60,000 people parked out in front of their house every day?
If they're selling me hot dogs, they want us there. Yeah, you bet.
Well, if you're in one of those apartments.
I hear you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Feels like they're kind of zeroing in on one specific type of free speech that they don't like. And so that's why they want it to go away?
It's a very even-tempered point of view. It really is.
Here's what I feel. Every time I see those people, because I've talked about it on the show before, I'm a Christian. A lot of what they say, I probably would be of the similar mind. I think they also say a lot of stuff that I don't agree with, because I don't know that those people are necessarily spreading the same good news that I would want to talk about.
You have a different take on how religion affects you in your life and how you...
Well, I don't know it's very tough to say what somebody's intention is or what's going on there. I have no idea. But they're very loud. And when I go down to a Mariners game and I walk by them, I have kind of a eye roll situation where I would just go like, Poof. Like I said a second ago with the, what was the other story we were just talking about, the toll lane. You catch more flies with honey.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's the most effective way. If they're sharing the good news, which I believe they are sharing, and I believe that the news is good. I like it. I want more people to know that good news.
Sure.
Do I think that's the most effective means to express yourself in a way that people are going to be open to hearing it? I don't think so. But that's the country we live in, and tough cookies.
Let me
if they want to yell. Who
let me
cares?
take it a step further for you. It's not just is it detrimental? Is it counterproductive to get out there? Often we've said that protests
very well may be counterproductive.
Your analogy about protests was brilliant. Oftentimes I feel that protesters do more harm than good to their cause by disrupting traffic or whatever it may be that they do by violating works of art or whatever it may be. When you're down there with a megaphone intruding upon people who aren't interested in your message, like you said, you roll your eyes at the word.
I would feel differently about it if somebody was walking through a quiet neighborhood at night with a loudspeaker yelling the good news. But you're down. Yeah. No, but you are down.
You're in a public place.
Does somebody have a reasonable expectation of quiet when you're surrounded by 70,000 screaming fans, loud music blaring? You've got the drums out there. There is just a cacophony of noise in this area.
Really
it's not
is.
like it's silent. They're screaming for a reason because they're trying to get their voices heard above the crowd. And you may not like what they're saying, but it's not illegal for them to be down there saying it.
Well, again, it's the word in the municipal code. The word unreasonable is rather vague.
Here's the problem, though. If you start enforcing this on this, let's say you do it on street preachers, and then somebody else goes down there and says, hey, city council, I've noticed that there's a drum line at the Seahawks games. Pretty loud, high decibels. I don't like it. Disturbs me. Shut it down. Are they going to shut that down too?
No, because that is a element of the reason you are there. You are at a Seahawks game for the camaraderie.
Outside who don't work for the Seahawks, who are yelling and blasting speakers to get you over to their little kiosk. I want them shut down too. Very loud. I don't like it.
Just the music you want shut down.
Yeah. Well, no. And the person who's disturbing me, I want that shut down.
Yeah. Well, you don't mind the vendor. You just don't want the loud, obnoxious music that intrudes in your day.
Sure.
That's all they're asking for from these preachers.
I'm saying it facetiously. I don't want any of those things.
No, I hear you.
I'm fine with the drum line.
Are you fine with the music?
I'm fine with the music.
I
could care less.
I like the music.
The music's
works
nice.
up an appetite.
It's atmosphere. When I walk downtown.
So that's a great argument. This is part of the atmosphere of a public gathering in this
country.
country.
Fox 13 reached out to the city council, city attorney's office, and they said, what are you guys going to do about this? And the city attorney's office responded. They said they're going to direct their staff in the office to work with the executive branch departments to find answers. Yada, yada, yada. I mean, obviously they know they're not going to do anything because they're an attorney and they know the law, and you can't do anything about this. And I don't think they should be doing anything about this. But if they did, my feeling would be, why don't you first focus on, here's a question for you. What would you rather run into downtown? A street preacher with a sign and a megaphone, or somebody cracked out of their mind on drugs who wants to find something on your person that will help them get more drugs? Which would you rather run into?
I love the easy questions. I want the fentanyl guy off the street. I want the flopper out of here. I want the drug use out of here.
Those guys.
I want the guy set up a small community worth of tents and tarps. I want him out of here.
That's the next question. What would you rather run into at night? A street preacher or a guy who's like making a home on a bench that you're not allowed to even sit on anymore because that's now his residence?
No, you're completely right.
So it's a ridiculous thing that they're going to get street preachers shut down. You may not like what they're saying, but it's ridiculous. And the city has a lot of other stuff to focus on.
Not trying to shut him down. Quiet him down.
Yeah, what if we took away the megaphone?
That was what I was saying.
Yeah, right? Like, that's the compromise.
That's all I was saying. Be there with your sign. Be there with the word, the good news.
That's the free speech. You can't take away a megaphone. Then you're going to have to silence everything. Then everything's a decibel level. Every protest you go to for the rest of your life, there's going to be a meter out there. There's going to be a city attorney person, and they're going to be charging people. They're going to say, oh, sorry, folks, you went above 96. We're going to have to shut you down. That's unreasonable. It is. It's ridiculous.
Plus, we all know that the sexiest is 94 and lower. So why would you go over 96,
right? You're right about that. Sexy. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Did you guys see the story about a guy in Redmond who kept an old man in his closet, and then the guy ends up dying, and then what he did with the body? Did you see this?
I saw this. This is
bizarre.
It's the stuff of late night TV. Well, not late night TV, but TV.
Creepy TV.
Yeah,
creepy TV.
Yeah, creep
stuff
show
of TV
stuff.
I don't watch.
Creep show stuff.
But I'll tell you about it next. It's a weird story. It's happening too often. Why is it always suitcases? That's a question we're going to try to get to the bottom of when we come back. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino.
KIRO Newsradio, the Northwest's trusted news source.
Get the latest from KIRO Newsradio's James Lynch.
It happened Wednesday morning just after 6 o'clock.
Experienced voices you trust.
Several people hurt after a violent Saturday in Pierce County.
Coverage you depend on.
More from KIRO Newsradio's Matt Markovich.
It's as close to a veto warning as you could possibly get.
KIRO Newsradio. We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
Hey, it's summer, and there's no better time to protect your home with the help of the pros at Integrity Roofing and Construction. With years of experience in roofing and restoration, their skilled teams deliver exceptional craftsmanship, whether it's a simple roof repair or a full renovation. Integrity offers free estimates, of course, and their customer satisfaction speaks for itself. Don't wait until the storm season hits. Call now for your free estimate, 206-202-ROOF. That's 206-202-ROOF, or you can find them online, along with all the incredible reviews at integrityrc.com.
Hey guys, it's Keith Dashafi from Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington, and we are not done celebrating 100 years of industry leadership. For a limited time, get $100 off every window, $100 off every door, or choose 60 months of 0% financing with no interest and equal payments. That's right, 100 years strong, and we're giving you more ways to save on the Pella difference. Schedule your free consultation today at PellaPNW.com. Thank you again for letting us serve you in the Northwest.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Everyone needs their own spot in the sun.
It doesn't have to be big. Sometimes just enough for a chair, a book, and a cup of coffee. You might have a decking issue to solve, or maybe you're looking for a trellis. Whatever your needs, our staff is ready to help you plan your next outdoor living project, free of charge. Stop by your local Dunn Lumber to get started on your next outdoor living project, or contact me personally, Mike Dunn, at DunnLumber.com.
Dunn Lumber, building success together.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
I've got to get a new car, and things are crazy right now. 1 minute costs are up, the next minute it's something new.
Go to Subaru Puyallup. Their stress-free promises never changed. Through natural disasters, supply hiccups, you name it.
So they're still holding today's prices?
Yeah, they have over 300 Subarus still at current rates and guaranteed stress-free pricing and trade-ins. You should get in now.
I really need to swing by there. Want to go with?
Let's go.
Secure today's pricing on tomorrow's car at Subaru Puyallup, your stress-free dealership.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at K2VisionRLE.com.
Planning a road trip? Plan a visit to Bucky's Complete Auto Repair for oil changes, brakes, AC repair, and factory maintenance. No appointment needed, and financing is available. Visit Bucky's.com.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch. Families from 4 homes have been displaced after a 2-alarm fire tore through half a block in Seattle's Central District. Fire Department spokesman David Cuerpo says the fire started in a backyard shed.
First units arrived on scene. They reported smoke and flames coming from the shed. Then it was quickly extending to the adjacent homes.
In all, 7 buildings were damaged. Investigators are working to determine the cause of that fire. New documents have been released about the murders of 4 University of Idaho students. Police say Brian Koberger had discussed with a girl on Tinder killing people with knives. Prosecutors say Koberger used a type of combat knife to kill the students as they slept in their off-campus home in 2022. Koberger has never explained why, the sister of one of the victims telling him in court yesterday.
Don't ever try to convince yourself you mattered just because someone finally said your name out loud.
Koberger was sentenced yesterday to life in prison. The Department of Justice is meeting with longtime Jeffrey Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell as Republicans demand the files from his case be released. The Wall Street Journal reports President Trump's name is in those files. CBS's Olivia Rinaldi reports.
The White House not denying that he's in the files, but saying that this is part of an effort to keep the Epstein story front of mind, distracting the American public.
Trump says he cut ties with the convicted sex offender a long time ago. Shares of Tesla are dropping on the company's second quarter earnings report. CBS's Jason Brooks.
Revenue plummeting nearly 12% compared to a year earlier as its EV sales pulled back across the globe,
partly in response to Elon Musk's role with the Trump administration, with his ongoing push for another political party continuing to be a sore spot for investors who are worried that Musk isn't focusing enough on Tesla.
Entertainer Hulk Hogan has died.
I'll put together the greatest Hulkamania team of all time.
Hogan, a mainstay of the pro wrestling stage for decades. Medics were dispatched to his Florida home this morning. He was pronounced dead at a hospital. Hogan was 71. And Grammy Award winner Chuck Mangione has died. Mangione, known for his smooth jazz pop sound, died in his sleep at his home in Rochester, New York. He was 84. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 239 points, NASDAQ up 80. From the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk, near Mill Creek, a brush fire has part of the northbound I-5 on-ramp from 128th Street Southwest blocked. In Federal Way, it's a disabled semi that's blocking a lane on I-5 northbound. You're backed up south of Wild Waves to the 5 curve. Construction's blocking 2 lanes on I-5 northbound near the Ship Canal Bridge. The express lanes were open northbound all morning, so southbound I-5 is slow. You're backed up just to Howler Lake now. Travel times are easing. Linwood to Seattle, half an hour, a couple of minutes longer than usual. Travel time I-405 southbound, Alderwood to South Center will take you about an hour, 16 minutes longer than typical. Traffic brought to you by Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Buy one window or door, get the second at 50% off through July. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny today with highs in the upper 70s. It's 66 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. I read this story. Spike, I think you saw it too. Como News has this crazy story out of Redmond. This guy, think about this. I don't know what's going. Some of the details of this are not clear to me, like how these two connected and
that wasn't
why they
the
were
story.
in the same residence, it seemed, for a certain amount of time. A Redmond man, though, has been investigated.
Well, convicted.
And now convicted.
Yeah.
Now convicted.
Sorry to me.
Oh, that's all right.
Infuriating story.
It is infuriating.
I don't know what is about this particular story that just got me just bunched.
It's crazy. And so what happened was there was a 68-year-old guy who somehow came into the orbit of this guy. In fact, I'm going to play some creepy music here because it's a creepy story. We can just bring this music down. 39-year-old Andrew Stanisi was found guilty, Como has a story, of multiple charges, including first-degree manslaughter, unlawful imprisonment, removal and concealment of a body, identity theft, forgery, all these horrible things. He came across, and somehow, they don't make this clear, but a 68-year-old guy kept him in his closet in Redmond.
That's the imprisonment part.
Stole the guy's money, presumably his identity, because he's also being charged with first-degree identity theft. Stole the guy's money, and then at a certain point, and they are not sure exactly when, it's tough to determine based on the body, but the 68-year-old man died.
Yeah.
So in order to continue bilking this guy's former existence for all it was worth, access to his accounts and everything, he kept the body in a suitcase.
After
he died.
Mr. Good, it was Joel Godino was the gentleman.
Kept it in a closet. Yeah. Tried to conceal it. He put a false note on the apartment door to make people think that this guy wasn't dead.
Right.
He's been
living in that apartment.
Exactly.
Bilking this guy's accounts, stealing money.
To the tune of, according to the story, $10,000, transferring $10,000 out of the guy's account. They found the remains hidden in a suitcase in March of 2023. They listed the death of the 68-year-old man as acute drug intoxication as the primary cause of death. Blunt force trauma and cardiovascular disease were also contributing factors, but they can't tell, to what extent they caused the death or they were aided in the death. So it was really tough to tell because the body was really old in the suitcase. Why is it always a suitcase? Why is that? Also, I'm not trying to be funny here, but Who has a suitcase the size of a 68-year-old man?
Probably if this man was imprisoned against his will in a
you
closet.
Think he just became emaciated?
I do. I think
small?
he drugged the guy to the point of the cause of death being drug intoxication. And he probably starved the guy. Physical blunt trauma was evident in the corpse. It's an infuriating story, of course, because it's a inhuman story.
Yeah.
Of the guy who was convicted. I don't even get to say his name, but I can't stop thinking about this poor man, this poor elderly gentleman, who
knows what was going on in his head.
I mean, this guy was tortured. He was kept in a closet. He was
and they don't even know for how long.
And they have no idea. And I don't know. He's the man who was convicted yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Is being held and awaiting sentencing.
Yeah.
Can I go speak at that?
Can you go speak at the sentencing?
At a sentencing hearing?
What would you say?
My concern is this: how does a 68-year-old man? Is there no one in his life? Is there no one that missed him? Was there no family that worried about him as this guy kept him locked in a closet and drugged until he passed, and then kept stealing his money? And for $10,000,
clearly
the lack of humanity over $10,000.
Yeah, I mean, but for I'm not excusing in any way.
No. But
$10,000.
It wasn't millions.
39-year-old guy.
It wasn't millions.
It might have been a fortune. I have no idea.
It's
not a great amount of money. But
well, I mean,
anything.
This guy should never see the light of day. The guy who did this to Mr. Cordino should never see the light of day.
It definitely feels like
it's and I get that you charge him with first-degree manslaughter.
Yeah,
because with the decomposition of the body, I'm having a hard time even talking. You can't really. A murder charge is harder to prove. Often cases, that's the reason why they seek a lesser charge of manslaughter, first-degree manslaughter. These are the kind of charges, even if you stack them all together and made them concurrent, that forgery, first-degree theft, identity theft, and false imprisonment, and manslaughter. I don't know how much time that adds up to.
Hopefully a lot.
But the guy who did this is in his 30s?
Yeah, 39.
This is torture. This is inhuman. This is worse than murder.
This is horrible, yeah.
This wasn't quick for Mr. Cordino. This was the last of his time was spent suffering at the hands of this monster.
Yeah,
this guy should never see, this is what I would say in court. This guy should never see the light of day.
I would be surprised if he gets out. Also, it feels, I can't say this for sure. Sounds like he's got some mental stuff going on.
Yeah.
Keep somebody locked up. I'm not excusing his behavior.
No, I hear you, but
I don't think that makes it any better.
No, I'm with you. But that's always the case. Everybody who does this, of course, has something wrong upstairs. People who commit this kind of crimes, they have some mental break.
You know what, though? They also just might be sadistic. And you might just be a sick puppy.
Yeah.
And you might just need to spend the rest of your life in prison. In our state, they don't have, they're not putting people to death in our state, so that's not going to happen for him.
And the fact that it says in the story, he was convicted of these crimes and is awaiting sentencing, excuse me. So he clearly, insanity wasn't used as a defense.
It wasn't insanity.
He was found guilty of these crimes.
Yeah.
It just breaks my heart and infuriates me.
When I read this, I just can't. How many stories have we read about people hiding bodies?
Yeah.
In suitcases. I feel like that's because common thing that I see.
I've got, I'm not trying to be coy here or cute here, but I've got a half dozen suitcases in my home that would be fit the needs size wise. That's why suitcases, because they're everywhere, and we take them and they don't raise alarms.
They can from time to time.
Yeah. Laura told me, you confessed to me.
I saw someone in this neighborhood when I was coming into work with 2 suitcases the other day, and I didn't think that much of it, except she was struggling. They were clearly really heavy. And then I looked at her, and she got really weird, jumpy, and kept looking back at me and over her shoulder, and she was really struggling to carry them. And I just was like, are there bodies in there?
Not weird that we're all at that place.
Right.
Well, to your point, we keep hearing that place. We keep hearing these stories.
I saw if I see somebody walking around with a suitcase, was this like a homeless person?
No.
No?
Well-dressed woman in her 30s.
Maybe she was just, and you're not a person that I would look at and think you're going to rob me. It's not
Normally,
she's not scared of you.
It'd be a little smile and a wave. So her behavior was sort of, so I was like, hi.
Maybe she was mad you didn't offer to help.
I felt she was looking at me like she just gotten made,
She's, shoot. She's got me.
Yeah.
She's got me on camera. Moving the body.
Don't be memorable. Don't look memorable.
I clocked a physical description in the time of day in my head just in case anyone comes around.
Some bodies show up. Smart. Very smart. Also, side note, wouldn't it be nice to go through life like Laura does, where like the expected reaction to somebody noticing you seeing them is just like a smile and a wave? It's not the case. It's not the case for guys.
People always want to talk to me on planes. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
You're approachable.
You're very approachable.
Yeah.
Sometimes it sucks, you guys.
It's easy. It's easy for girls. It's easy for pleasant girls. It's not the same for, and it shouldn't be. You shouldn't be chatting with strange dudes. They're weird.
Yeah, clearly.
Watch out. Suitcases. Watch out for suitcases. That's the lesson here. You see somebody with a suitcase, you make a mental note. I'm not saying you call 911 immediately, but I do think you make a mental note.
If someone knocks on the door later, coming around the office.
Surreptitiously, maybe snap a little photo just so you have them with the item. Did you do that?
No.
I would have done that. Yeah.
The world we live in, people.
Yeah, a little more suspicious. No, but you thought it was a body immediately, too. You're sick. Laura, you're sick.
I'm sick.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. Can we talk about something like kind of fun for a second?
Please.
I saw this video going around the internet of the Cleveland Browns were unveiling their new, I don't know, what's it, logo?
Oh, the Alpha Dog, the new helmet. The new helmet. The new helmet scheme they're going to use this year. Yeah.
And as they were doing that on, I assume it's the Ohio River. I don't know what the body of water it is. The guy filming it, and I think we have the video of this. We'll show you to you next. The guy filming it on this thing has gone viral now because he's like filming it, and it's a big announcement, and he just falls off the pier into the water. I'm scratching my head. We'll play it for you. I'm scratching my head at it now because there's something about it that just doesn't add up to me. But everybody's now talking about the Cleveland Browns. So we'll play it for you when we get back. And don't forget, just a little over an hour from now, we got the Cat Lady coming up. Tons of stuff. Stick around. Be right back.
The Mariners are giving you more baseball for your buck. With Mariners Value Games, score seats for as little as $11 on select dates all season long. Plus, check out the expanded Mariners Value menu and beers available every game. Enjoy ballpark classics like hot dogs and nachos for less than $5 and a great selection of brews starting at just $5. Go to mariners.com/value to grab your tickets and check out the full slate of value options at T-Mobile Park.
Hey folks, Jake Skorheim here. I want to tell you about Valentine Roofing. But did you know that Valentine Roofing is known for more than just roofing? If you need anything addressed on your siding, gutters, attic insulation, or even exterior cleaning, you have to give them a call, which is what I did. I had a real moss problem on my roof, which happens up here in the Northwest. I called Valentine Roofing. I got on their schedule within a couple of days. It could not have been easier or faster, and I couldn't even be there for the appointment. Didn't matter. They were able to come there, clean up my roof, make it look great. It looks brand new now, by the way. They did everything while I was at work, and then they just sent me a link with photos and details and video of the service. Valentine Roofing is a name you know. It's a team you can trust, craftsmanship that your home deserves. So next time you need work done on your house, your roof, your siding, your attic, your gutters, you need to call my favorite home improvement company, Valentine Roofing. You can reach them at 206-ROOFING, that's 206-ROOFING, or schedule online at valentineroof.com.
Hey, we've got Wes Jones here of sellwithwes.com. Wes, what if I'm a home seller, but I've got a unique property? Maybe I have a lot of acreage, or a horse pasture, or a castle and a moat, or a house with some sort of unique design. Can you help with that?
If you've got something like that, I definitely want to hear from you guys. You working with unique properties is one of my favorite things to do in real estate, and the reason why is I get to utilize my full arsenal of marketing techniques. We can do aerial photography, we can do video walkthroughs, we can do actual video, we can do target marketing. But one of the unique things that I can do that other realtors don't is some of the access to other media that I can advertise your properties in. The local blogs, Seattle Times, King 5, all of my properties have been featured on programs like those.
That's Wes Jones of sellwithwes.com. He sold a ton of unique properties, and he can sell yours too. Sellwithwes.com, sellwithwes.com, a better way to sell your home.
Hi, it's John Curley. You know, I've been a patient of Longevity Medical Clinic since 2009, and Longevity Medical Clinic has been helping people live longer, healthier lives for more than 25 years. You know what's amazing, Doctor? The feelings that you have after just a couple of months. You sleep better. Your strength and vitality, it is evident
that it works. It's really a mindset, though, Dr. Mixon, because a lot of people, well, this is what's supposed to happen.
Let us help you be stronger, faster, leaner, smarter, sexier, but most important, happier. I'm less impressed by how many years I might live, but how much I live during my years. You know, the option is here. Nobody's going to make you go to longevity, but the opportunity is there, and all you have to do is take advantage of it. I don't know why anybody would not want to do what we do.
And that's where Longevity Medical Clinic comes in. So get your free health analysis. Go to longevitymedicalclinic.com. That's longevitymedicalclinic.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Seattle Children's is leading the fight against pediatric cancer with groundbreaking immunotherapy. But research is underfunded and kids need your help. Join Safeway and say yes at checkout to donate to Immunoheroes. Let's fight cancer for all kid kind.
Subaru of Puyallup has you covered with over 300 new Subarus on the lot. Come in now so you can secure today's pricing on tomorrow's car at Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership.
Hey guys, it's Keith Dashafi from Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington, and we are not done celebrating 100 years of industry leadership. For a limited time, get $100 off every window, $100 off every door, or choose 60 months of 0% financing with no interest and equal payments. That's right, 100 years strong, and we're giving you more ways to save on the Pella difference. Schedule your free consultation today at PellaPNW.com. Thank you again for letting us serve you in the Northwest.
All right, welcome back to the show. There is a video going around. I saw this on the X account called NFL Memes, and the Cleveland Browns were unveiling a helmet, new helmet.
Yeah,
here.
it's their part of one of their. It's their alternative uniform
like
for the season.
Yeah,
well, you know how we get the throwbacks or we get the lime greens.
Absolutely,
this is theirs.
This is their
version
Cleveland
this
version.
year. Yeah,
and there was this cameraman walking on this pier, and this is the lake right by the stadium.
It's actually right? They're floating on a barge.
Okay,
they're floating on a barge in Lake Erie. Just off the shores, because that's Cleveland is the mistake by the lake. That was what they called the municipal stadium.
Mistake by the lake. What does that mean?
Well, because they built this like 80,000 seat, 100,000 seat venue that had about 20,000 people in it because the Browns were so bad for so long. So they had this vast empty canyon. Which they called the mistake by the lake.
Yeah. So they had 60,000 empty seats?
Oh, yeah. For a long, long time, for a lot of games.
Years?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Not opening day.
Ah, boy.
Opening day, Cleveland's always a blast. And then by week 3, the season's over, they're eliminated, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Anyway, there's the Browns cameraman is filming this big reveal on this barge. And they have one of their sponsors there, which I think is Dude Wipes is one of their sponsors.
Dude Wipes, which is an adult toiletry
accessory. For dudes.
Yeah, for dudes.
That makes sense.
Who wipe.
Yeah. Who want to smell fresh.
Cleaner.
Fresh everywhere.
Yeah, sure.
So the cameraman is walking around on the barge, and I saw this from like 5 different angles.
Okay.
He falls in the barge. He just like walks right off the barge and falls. Now, that's funny. I like that. I think we watch, sometimes we watch fail videos at the house.
Sure, yeah, it's great.
And the kids love falling. Anybody who falls, it's just funny, especially in ice. Go watch that. That's funny. As long as nobody gets hurt. But this guy falls off the barge right into the water, creating this kind of like, oh, it's a viral moment. But the more angles I saw this, I was like, doesn't that feel to you like look at that?
Yeah, but I've got more angles on this than the end zone of a Super Bowl.
Yes,
back of the end zone.
Did it feel to you when you were watching this? Did it feel to you like you were being marketed to, and that this felt false? Did it feel real to you, like a genuine, authentic moment where a guy happened to fall off a barge, which is hilarious?
No way.
Or false? Did it feel like it was contrived?
There are way too many angles of this.
Too many angles. Yeah, we're showing it right now on YouTube.
And would we be talking about a Cleveland Browns helmet reveal sponsored by Dude Wipes unless this guy took a dump in the, took a dip into the Lake Erie? No, this is completely contrived for clicks.
Here's further.
And here we are buying it.
Here's further evidence. And what do they care? We're giving them publicity.
Sure,
so it worked.
Yeah,
it worked. And it was everywhere on the internet. And I saw it a million different places. It's got millions of views. But the thing that sold it for me, the guy is on a smallish barge. You would be very, very aware that there is a edge that you should not pass. And he seems to be, I'm looking at the picture you're showing right now. He seems to be just like completely absent-mindedly stepping off.
And here it is in the video of it if you want to see it.
There he goes, and he's walking off, and splash.
Yeah, and it's a nice young man who actually, if upon further reading, because this is getting examined by every way, shape, or he works for Dude Wipes. He's the official photographer.
Oh, he works for Dude Wipes.
Dude Wipes, yeah. Okay. He's in his Browns jersey with his name on the back. And
here's the other thing.
There he is.
He's also using it appears to me, because the camera continues filming once he goes underwater.
Yes.
It's waterproof. So I don't know. To me, it feels false. Does it matter? Or is this just like super clever marketing? I think this is really smart marketing. And now they're everywhere. Everybody sees it.
Solid. That's a great plan.
Solid, great plan for them. Good for them. But I don't believe it. You can't slip anything by us. We solve crimes here all the time.
Yep.
Aforementioned goats. There's some bridges we're looking into. We haven't solved those ones yet, but those are bigger. All these. So we see something like this. Good luck. Good luck getting this past us.
I think the real mystery here is why the Cleveland Browns think a different colored helmet will change their fortune.
Yeah.
That's the mystery here.
We'll see we'll see. Maybe this will fix
and
things.
And if they go to the Super Bowl, I'll eat my words and take a jump in Lake Erie.
I don't think you're going to have to do that. All right, we have a lot more coming up. South Park is back on the air, and they made a big splash going after Trump. Pretty crazy. We absolutely cannot play it on the air, but it leads to I think an interesting conversation, because there have been all these claims made that Stephen Colbert was taken off the air because he is quite clearly not a Trump fan. And there's all these questions about whether or not CBS got rid of him in anticipation of this merger that they're attempting to make happen between them and Skydance.
Trying to win favor with the FCC.
FCC.
Trump's FCC.
Yep. I think this South Park kind of like harpoons that entire theory.
Interesting.
We can talk about it next. We'll play you what cuts we can.
Okay, Laura, you're going to earn your money today, Laura.
You and far between.
I've been bleeping away.
Oh, my goodness.
And then later on, 1 hour from now, the lady who is suing the Blue Angels and her attorney will be here in person. They're going to join us. We're going to talk about this lawsuit. I'm really excited about that. I'm going to go into it with an open mind.
There you go.
Hear them out. See what they have to say. If you guys have any questions for them, by the way, hit us up on the text line or get onto the YouTube, get into the chat section right there and send us a question. You might be able to ask them. All right, stick around. Bear back.
Jim Singletary here, Chief Roof Nerd at RoofSmart, where we're not afraid to tell you no. Looking for a roofing company that'll do cheap, fast work and just cover up the problem? No, that's not us. Want a quick quote without a real inspection? Nope. Just want a price without knowing your options? Not happening. Look, we don't want to tell you no, but if saying yes means cut corners, bad results, or wasted money, we won't do it. Period. And here's the deal. Seattle gets 150 rainy days a year. That's not wait and see weather, it's call RoofSmart now weather. We say no to leaky roofs, sloppy work, and bad estimates, and yes to thorough inspections, accurate quotes, and top quality work that actually lasts. So if you want an honest roofer who's not afraid to say no to bad work, call RoofSmart today at 206-487-4877 or visit GetRoofSmart.com. That's 206-487-4877 or GetRoofSmart.com.
A couple years ago, I was in the bathroom at the airport when I dropped my smartphone in the toilet. Not smart. I was multitasking when I should have been focused on the job at hand. Embarrassing, but I'm not alone. According to Google, 7 million other multitaskers accidentally dropped their phones into the bowl last year. A gentle reminder that right now you can get yourself a brand new Samsung Galaxy A36 absolutely free with a $35 plan from Pure Talk. The A36 comes with scratch-resistant Gorilla Glass and a battery that'll last all day, along with unlimited talk, text, and data on America's most dependable 5G network. In other words, it's tough and smart. Something to think about next time you're multitasking in the necessary. Just dial pound 250, say keyword micro to get your free phone today. You can make the switch in just 10 minutes. That's pound 250. Say micro to switch to a no-nonsense smartphone and a company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain. And they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's danielnelsonmd.com.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of their National Red Tag Sales Event, now extended through July 27th. Stop by any of their participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales Event extended to July 27th. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
I always say, know where your food comes from. And for the best tasting food, choose locally fresh. Hartley here from Wilcox Family Farms. When you choose food from local family farmers like Wilcox, you support the local economy with jobs and promote environmental sustainability. Wilcox is committed to organic, humane practices that keep our hens healthy and help preserve the land. So, our family can keep on producing great eggs for another 100 years. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. Pro wrestling superstar Hulk Hogan has died. He redefined the sport. Mark Raimondi of ESPN.
Larger-than-life figure, especially in the 1980s with the red and yellow and his signature facial hair, right, the Fu Manchu. He was as recognizable as anyone in the 80s, right up there with the Stallones and the Schwarzeneggers. He was one of the biggest stars really in the country and the world, and he parlayed that into a lot of business. No one sold more tickets in the history of professional wrestling than Hulk Hogan did.
Hogan went on to become a reality TV star, and he weighed in on politics, speaking at last year's Republican National Convention.
I'm Stacey Lynn at the White House. President Trump reacting to the death of Hulk Hogan, posting on Truth Social, quote, "We lost a great friend today, the Hulkster. Hulk Hogan was MAGA all the way, strong, tough, smart, but with the biggest heart. He entertained fans from all over the world, and the cultural impact he had was massive."
Food Network star Ann Burrell's death has been ruled a suicide. The medical examiner in New York listed the cause of death as acute intoxication due to the combined effects of alcohol, amphetamine, and over-the-counter antihistamines. The French president has just announced France will recognize Palestine as a state. The ceasefire talks on Gaza are off again. President Trump's envoy Steve Witkoff says the U.S. team is leaving Doha. Justice Department officials are set to meet with the imprisoned girlfriend of Jeffrey Epstein as lawmakers demand to know more. Ed O'Keefe reports.
The Justice Department's being subpoenaed now for all the records. It was a House Oversight Subcommittee that is issuing that subpoena, asking for everything the Justice Department has, and then going further to subpoena attorneys general and other officials that were either involved in the Epstein investigations dating back to the Bush administration, or some other key figures who are close to Epstein or were once close to Epstein, including Bill and Hillary Clinton. So this is a three-branch affair now, the executive, judicial, and and legislative branches all engaged in this in one way or another. The speed with which the Ghislaine Maxwell interview is happening shows you how quickly, how eagerly the Justice Department is trying to get a handle of this.
CBS's Lana Zak in Iowa City has the latest on the extreme heat that's still blanketing much of the Midwest.
More than 100 million people are trapped under an intense heat dome, with temperatures skyrocketing. Tens of thousands of cyclists pedaled hundreds of miles from one end of Iowa to the other for RAGBRAI, the world's longest recreational bike ride.
No one's racing. And what's the hurry? Get back in your hot tent?
On Wall Street, stocks finished mixed. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Another knife attack in Seattle. Details coming up, at first from the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk. In Federal Way, the disabled semi is blocking 2 lanes now on I-5 northbound. You're backed up south of Wild Waves to the Tacoma area Costco. Travel time Tacoma to Federal Way, 31 minutes, 20 longer than usual. Near Mill Creek, a brush fire is blocking part of the northbound I-5 on-ramp from 128th Street southwest. Construction blocking 2 lanes on I-5 northbound near the Ship Canal Bridge. The express lanes were open northbound all morning. Southbound travel still a bit off. Travel time Linwood to Seattle on I-5 just over 10 minutes longer than typical, as is I-405 southbound Alderwood to South Center. Traffic brought to you by Subaru of Puyallup. Subaru of Puyallup has you covered with over 300 new Subarus on the lot. Come in now so you can secure today's pricings on tomorrow's car.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch. Investigators are working to determine what sparked a fire that started in a shed in Seattle Central District, went to 2 alarms, and prompted evacuations. One firefighter suffered minor injuries. KIRO 7 TV's Ranji Sinha was on the scene. He says firefighters had to battle the blaze in some tight quarters.
It's surrounded, I should say, by a number of other buildings, and the buildings had to be evacuated. 7 buildings were touched by the fire. Fire crews that initially arrived here realized that it was spreading, so they called out a number of other resources trying to get water on this fire and put it out.
Firefighters got the first 911 call around 1:20 a.m. They had that fire under control by 3. King County Sheriff's detectives are investigating what they're calling a homicide in Burien this morning. Few details, but they say a man called authorities to report he had shot someone on his property. That shooter was arrested. Just one day after we told you about an increase in knife attacks in Seattle, there has been another.
Seattle police say a 43-year-old woman stepped off a bus late Wednesday night, got into an argument with the suspect, and he stabbed her in her cheek. SPD Detective Brian Pritchard says there have been 20 knife-related assaults since April.
Usually during the summer months, assaults do go up, and right now there's tend to be more stabbing.
This latest attack happened on North 105th Street and Aurora Avenue. Police arrested the 34-year-old suspect. The victim was treated at Harborview Medical Center. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
School vaccination rates have dropped for 5 years now in Washington state. The Seattle Times looked at health department data. It shows less than 90% of students were up to date with their immunizations during the last school year. That's down from 90.8% the year before. This comes as the nation is seeing its highest number of measles cases since the disease was considered eradicated in the U.S. more than 20 years ago. Seahawks training camp is underway at the VMAC in Renton. Second-year head coach Mike McDonald says the team has set high expectations.
Yeah, we want to win the championship.
But he says it's going to take a lot of work. The team's first preseason game is August 7th. Seattle will host the Las Vegas Raiders and former Seahawks coach Pete Carroll. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny today with highs in the upper 70s. It's 68 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO Newsradio.
Welcome back to the show. Lots of stuff to get to, lots of stuff to talk about. 1 hour from now, we're going to talk with the lady who is suing the Blue Angels over the death of her cat. She's also going to be joined by her attorney in studio. You're not going to want to miss that. So if you are not familiar already with streaming us live so you can see these people in person, you're going to want to do that. You can go to mynorthwest.com. You can click on, we have a watch feature there. You can also go to YouTube. If you're a YouTube person, you can go to YouTube and search KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM. And then Jake and Spike Live will also be an option that pops up somewhere. You can click on that. And you can join. The fun thing is you can join in the chat. If you guys have any questions you'd like us to ask the attorney or the woman suing the Blue Angels over the death of her cat for loud noise, we will try to do our best to answer any of those questions if they are great. So get in there now and check that out. Give us a like while you're there. All right, Spike, before we get into what a lot of people are talking about nationally, which is South Park. That episode, was it just last night?
Last night's season premiere.
Right after they signed this big fat deal with Paramount, they premiere their new episode, and it's all about, it's about a lot of things, and we can get into it. We'll talk about it in a few minutes because it kind of like folds
about art. It's about religion.
It folds into this conversation about Stephen Colbert, who was canceled.
Yeah.
Or they announced they're not renewing his contract. I don't know if you call that a canceling.
Well, they're taking the whole show off the air. It's not just him.
Taking the show off the air.
The late show is gone after 10 more months. I over under is he ain't going to make 10 months.
Oh, you don't think so?
No way.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I mean, that's a long goodbye.
It's a very long goodbye
when you're just hanging there waiting to be put out to pasture.
Yeah.
But also, I imagine he would like to collect his paychecks, which I don't think he gets until he fulfills his work. So maybe that's part of the motivation to finish. I don't know. That's all speculation. But there is this conversation around the Colbert decision from CBS and Paramount.
Yeah.
Saying that, well, this is just to appease President Trump, and he was only fired because he's been a voice of, against Trump, and yada, yada, yada. South Park, I would say, kind of harpoons that, but we can get into that in a few minutes. First, I would like to sound like a very old man for a moment. My wife and I told you guys this yesterday, celebrated my 14th wedding anniversary with my beautiful wife. We went out last night. We had some dinner, walked around town, had some fun. Not in Seattle.
Beautiful.
We didn't go downtown to our small little town. And as we're walking around, I'm noticing, and my wife is noticing, a disturbing trend that I have also noticed at past. Like we go to a lot of events with kids. We're at sporting events all the time.
Sure.
Which means we're around like big crowds of people doing, like they have those baseball and football. Like one of my sons just recently finished up flag football.
Okay.
And the other one was playing baseball. So you end up going to these weekend tournaments where tons and
families
tons
from everywhere.
Everywhere.
Multiple teams, multiple families.
Multiple teams. Also because it's summertime, there's all these little like small town festivals, which we love.
Sure, yeah.
They got Klahia Days in Snohomish, which is coming up. They just finished, I believe. Maybe it's going on still, but it was last weekend.
It's street fair. It's summer fair
street
time.
Fair stuff. Yeah. Lots of street fair stuff. A lot of outdoors things.
We just played a summer fest last weekend down in Lakewood. Beautiful afternoon.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
This is the epitome of our state's weather.
Yeah, you bet.
So this is when everybody gets out.
Chamber of Commerce weather, they call this.
What do they call it?
Chamber of Commerce weather. This is
because it benefits the small.
Well, it's what you advertise to people. This is the very best. We put our best foot forward these months of the year.
It's the
in
best.
the Great Northwest.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Here's the problem that I have, though, and tell me if I'm overreacting and if I sound like a judgy old man. Are we allowed to say, I don't know if I can say this word, young girls are dressing like trollops?
Ooh, buddy. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me get your old man. I've been keeping this card in my wallet for a long time.
You've been waiting.
Give you your old man card.
Does it look like an AARP card? I'm walking around with my wife last night, and we see this like pack of girls, and I'm saying like preteen. I know that like I know that like older, teenagers.
Yeah,
they're always pushing limits. I get it.
Of course,
I understand that.
Well, they're enticing the opposite sex. They've learned about the opposite sex, sexual attraction. I'm not trying to be pervy about this, but that's just human nature.
It's human nature.
Your body goes through the changes.
Listen, I was
you
a kid
notice
once.
the opposite. Yes, you bet. Of course.
I was.
Yeah. And it's summer.
And it's summertime.
Right.
And it's hot outside. People wear less clothes.
Yes.
The problem that I'm having is like, it feels over the top.
Oh, okay.
And I would love Laura's opinion on this too, and I would love your opinion on this as well, Spike. Have you guys noticed what I'm talking about? It's not just a little bit. It's like way too much. Am I wrong about this? Like way too much. Here's what I saw the other day, and I could not make sense of this. this family gets out of their truck. This is like a little tiny Main Street. Main Street, USA, imagine.
Sure.
They get out of their truck, and the mom is whatever. She's dressed in mom clothes. The daughter, who I swear to you could not have been more than 11 or 12 years old.
Okay.
Has shorts on that have been. I sound so old as I'm saying this. Honestly, I sound like such an old complaining man.
I hear you. No, I hear you.
But she's got short. First, her shirt only comes down to like her ribs.
Okay.
And then she has shorts on that are.
If I say the word Daisy Dukes, does that describe it to you?
Yeah, it's the kind
Am I
where
too old?
It's the kind where all of the pockets are still there.
And they hang below the short cut.
And they hang well below the short thing.
Yep. Fashion, my friend.
And my wife and I at first I was like, am I just being too judgy? Like as an old man? And I look at my wife, I'm like, what do you think of that? And she goes, that's insane. That's insane.
There you go. There's your barometer right there.
Because this girl was like probably 11 years old. Like I have a 10-year-old son. Like she wasn't much older than my 10-year-old son.
Is he attracted to older women?
Yeah.
Just like he's
if he would have been there, I would have said, eyes on the floor, kids. Like look away. And because I don't want my boys out here like perving on girls.
Right. Well, young men respect.
Young men, they're going to do what young men do, whatever. But, what I couldn't believe, though, is that this dad is walking around with his, like, what is this dad thinking? What is this dad thinking? Walking his daughter around dressed like that. And this was so this was the start.
Mm-hmm.
And then I look across the way, and it's like again and again and again. I almost wonder if there was some sort of a trollop festival
convention.
Was it
trollop days in your small town USA?
Uncomfortably small shorts day or something for people who are way too young to be.
No, you're not wrong.
I'm not saying this as somebody who doesn't appreciate the female form. I have a wife.
That's not a female form. That's a small child.
But that's a child.
Yes, thank you.
And it was crazy to me. And it's crazy to me the mindset of the dad or the mom who would be cool walking their daughter out of the house like this. Like, what's the expectation 5-6 years from now when she's like a legitimate teenager?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
What are they going to be doing then? Laura, do I sound crazy?
Yeah, you sound crazy.
What?
I have not noticed this phenomenon. I don't know what. I think that this is like an age-induced psychosis. I swear to you, hand to God, have not noticed a difference in how young women are dressing.
So they've just dressed it like WHOR's E's.
Ooh.
Are we allowed to say that word?
We could spell it. I'd rather you.
I wouldn't say it. But it felt to me.
They're
like
dressing
the same.
Seductively. Is that fair to say?
Same.
I mean, right?
It's just, I don't know if there's a seduction to it. There's no clothing happening.
So in a defense of girls that age, that is usually when puberty hits, right? And your body goes from being a child's body to not a child's body.
She could have been more than 11. And then there's like all these packs of girls that are like, it's so small. It's so small. I'm not just sitting here trying to say you need to make this illegal or to stop it.
No, I hear you.
I'm just questioning parents.
Yeah.
Who would let their kids walk out of the house like this. Now, I have 4 sons. This is not an issue that I have to deal with.
Right.
Little boys are just disgusting. That's what I have to deal with. Little boys are just walking around picking noses and anything they can pick. And I'm having to teach them to be gentlemen.
Right.
So I feel relieved that I don't have to have that conversation. And I wouldn't anyway. That's a conversation for my wife to have if we had a daughter.
No,
that's
actually,
a lady.
Trust me, as a guy who raised,
you would have to have that conversation.
I've had that conversation.
So Spike, Laura says that I'm just in an old man psychosis, even though I'm only what am I? I'm 40. Laura, is that an old man?
That's old.
Is that old?
I hate to break it to you.
Wait a minute.
That's when people start giving you those birthday cards that are like over the hill.
I'm 41. I'm 41. Okay. Is that old? I don't think so.
40 is the new 35.
41 is the new 22. That's what they say.
That's not what I said.
Don't feel bad. First off, you're not the first generation to feel this way. That Frank Sinatra character, that Elvis character, everybody, that Mick Jagger. I mean, we can move through time. Every generation, those girls with their that skirt's above her knees. What is going on here?
I don't have a problem with Elvis.
But my point being,
gesticulating. Those guys are in their 20s at the time.
There was a time when Elvis was
like the Pied Piper.
Yeah,
you're right.
And the girls of every era have been pushing the envelope to the point of uncomfortable for the generation prior.
What's with these saddle shoes, folks?
Seriously.
What the heck? No, I was kidding.
Is that a bare ankle in public? What kind of world are we living in?
What kind of an adult?
What kind of father lets a wife lets a kid out of the house with shorts on, any shorts at all, I say.
Listen, I'm not a prude. I understand
I know.
Young women are going to dress in a way that they feel there's too much body positivity happening. Number one, it's too much. There's too much. They're showing too much. And I'm just saying this as a person who is now raising sons. I will advise them to avoid said person who feels like they need to show something. I'm going to say, hey, you know what, son? They're reaching for something there.
Right.
There's something else that they're trying to.
Making up for something. Making up for shortcomings somewhere.
There's a hole in their heart that they're trying to make up for, and that may not be a hole that you want to try to fill.
There you go.
You may not want to do that.
Interesting choice of analogies, but I get you. So I would say you're not being prudish here. There's a point where, to Laura's point, where the body change occurs, puberty hits. Girls start dressing like young.
How it works, kind of.
Well, here's
girls
my
start
point on
like
that.
Young women.
Well, here's the point on that too. Is what I was trying to say is stuff that I wore when I was 11 became inappropriate when I was 12, and I didn't mentally figure out in that year how people were going to change how they were looking at me, just based on how my body. Does that make sense? Like the same shirts were suddenly
because suddenly a womanly figure is different than a child.
But I'm still a child. And I don't get it. I don't get how I'm being perceived.
It's like that Britney Spears song, right? I'm still not yet a woman or something.
I don't.
You remember that?
I don't know. I don't know.
You guys probably don't remember that.
You put a gun in my head and told me to sing a Britney Spears song, you would have to shoot.
Just forget I said that. Okay. That's an old reference.
No. I think you both are making amazing points here, because Laura,
I don't know if mine's an amazing point. Mine's more of a complaint.
It is. But we are. Kids grow up fast enough. You don't have to rush them along, and as a parent, you don't have to enable them rushing toward young womanhood.
I'm not condemning the child here.
No, exactly.
What I'm condemning is the parents who would let their kid go out like this. Also, teenagers who are still living in somebody's house.
Mm-hmm.
If I ever have daughters, they're not going to be wearing that stuff. They just won't. And if they want to wear that stuff, it's not going to happen under my roof. Like, yes, that sounds very old.
Every parent has different guidelines, different boundaries, different ways of dealing with their kids, and the on developing maturity of your children. Every family's different.
Am I crazy? Text me 888-973-5476. Are you guys not seeing this as well? Are you not seeing? It feels to me like a different level of, and maybe it's just because I'm getting old and they've been dressing like this forever. But it just feels to me like I'm surprised that I understand that kids will change. They'll even change outfits and wear things that they wouldn't leave the house in.
Oh, kids change on the way to school. They have been for decades.
Yeah, I get that. I understand that. And you're not going to stop it, and that's human nature.
Yeah.
I get it. Kids are always going to push the boundaries. But what I'm saying is you now have parents who seem to be complicit in this type of behavior in a way that they're literally walking around with these kids, acting as if this is normal way to dress. And I don't understand those parents.
Well, I would say to these parents, that dad particularly.
Oh, that's smart.
I would say
just go up and confront him.
No. I mean, if he's listening to the show, maybe he is.
Yeah, maybe he's listening.
Maybe he and his trollopy little 11-year-old was out in small town America last night. Knows you're talking about him. I would say, we live in an era where equality is, a hard-won right or a hard-won. What's the right word I'm looking for? Women these days have fought for and attained equality. And to be judged by who they are as a person, not their physical appearance. And here's a dad throwing his 11-year-old retroing back to being judged by her physical appearance.
Well, again, I don't know.
You're letting this kid. Well,
I assume she was 11. I can't say for certainty.
Okay, maybe she was,
but she's a child.
She was a young kid
dressing like somebody would dress on Aurora. That's what I'm saying.
And as a dad, I would want my kids to say, "Look, this is how you're dressing. This is what people will first notice about you, and this is how they will judge who you are by what you look like. Is that what you want to be judged on?
That's exactly.
There is so much more to you than who you are physically.
Yes,
and you're taking that off the table. No one's going to care what you have to say.
People are going to make a snap judgment about who you are as a person based on you dressing like a streetwalker.
I would just approach it from a safety standpoint as a parent, because I never got catcalled more in my life than when I was 11 to 15.
What?
Yeah.
Gross.
No, swear to you. You hit, I don't know, 21, and the catcalling kind of stops. One time I had braces, and I was carrying my French horn and standing on a street corner. And I got catcalled.
I
literally looked around. I was like, there's no one else he could be talking to. I was like, that cannot be me.
Excuse me, are you talking about me?
Braces and a French horn on a street corner.
Pushing my glasses up my nose. Yeah.
There's a channel for everybody, I guess.
What a great visual.
People are weird.
Would you like to hear a song? Is that why you're catcalling me?
But so Jake, you're not wrong to be.
I felt protective. I felt sorry for this little girl. I felt sorry for and all these other teenagers that I saw. I felt sorry for them because They have nobody in their life who's telling them, hey, you know what? You actually don't need to dress in such a manner.
Yeah.
You could just dress normal. Like there was a time a couple years ago where everybody was going around. It looked horrible, but whatever. Everybody's going around just wearing sweats everywhere.
Yeah.
PJ pants and sweats everywhere. Now, again,
they're still doing it in a lot of places.
Do they still do that?
Yeah, I see them.
But at least you're
especially
covering
at the
up.
airport. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my gosh, the airport.
Don't get me started. I know, right?
Don't get me started. We should have Old Man Corner. We just whine about stuff. That'd be a funny new segment. Let's do that. We'll just like grumpy old man fixing the world's problems.
Welcome to our lawn. Get off our lawn.
One gripe at a time. I don't know. Maybe I'm like Laura said. Maybe it's just an old man psychosis that's kicking in now.
You know, and every generation's job is to push the boundaries, to shock their parents, to shock the older generation.
There's nothing new. You know what would be shocking is if she was fully clothed and was like a really nice little person who was polite and looked people in the eye. That'd be shocking.
Little button-up collared shirt,
and the parents were like, you know, telling her before they left the house, like, you need to not be wearing these crazy things. Because people are going to make judgments, and then they're going to talk about it on their radio show. And it's going to be embarrassing for us as parents. Or Jake's just psychotic, and he's seeing things wrong. And
so how much of this? How much is this is the result of kids being marketed to? When you first told me that you had this.
Oh yeah, you
this
said
experience,
you knew when it started.
You know, dolls used to be reflective of society, or I don't know if which came first, the chicken or the egg. But you remember Bratz dolls?
Oh my god!
With the makeup and the look.
Yeah.
And a kid gets to play with these before they're 10 or 11 or 12 going out of the house trying to meet the opposite sex. That's what cool looks like to you?
You're totally right.
Is a Bratz doll. And not to be good, there's a market for everything, but you know, Barbie, for all its complaints about Barbie with the unrealistic body, you know, the top-heavy Barbie doll.
I don't find that unrealistic.
Well, but just kidding. You're a lucky man. You know, but that Barbie was never trampy, if you will.
Yeah.
Right? Barbie was active, sporty, whatever.
They didn't have tramp stamp Barbie.
They didn't, you're right. Barbie didn't have excessive eye
maybe
makeup.
They did. I don't know. But I don't think they did. That wasn't part of the marketing at Mattel.
I never noticed. You know? I don't think it was.
They started. So you think it was from these little dolls?
Yeah. I think that became an accepted marketing tool to young kids, and that kids got to show that's what all their friends had, and that's what's cool, and that's what's on TV. It opens the door for bad decisions on
Very, very disturbing. I was very disturbed.
How do you deal with crabgrass? Speaking of old man, get off my lawn.
Crabgrass? Pluck it out of its root. You know what I do?
Root and stem, buddy. Root and stem.
I collect it. Yeah. I pull it out of its root. I get it, and then I pile it into a pile in the middle of my yard on a fire pit, like a removable fire pit. And then I use a blowtorch to burn it so that the rest of the crabgrass sees what I'm doing. Stops dead in their tracks.
This be a warning to you.
And I try to make eye contact with as much of it as I can. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Let's get into some of the South Park stuff in a second here. It's kind of funny. We'll do that next. Stick around. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
KIRO Newsradio is right there with you.
A big story developing this morning.
On your smart speaker before you head out the door.
Get the latest live from KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey.
Huge impacts for Boeing and Boeing workers.
The office, the gym, anywhere.
Water, like taxes, goes all the way down to the bottom, so it'll either come out of the employee's paycheck or the lack of raise.
KIRO Newsradio. We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
Progressive Insurance, with insurance for cars, home, boat, motorcycles, RVs, and commercial vehicles at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com.
The summer warehouse clearance sale is on now at Bob's Heating. We have an overstock of 2024 cooling equipment, and everything must go. Save 30% on all 2024 air conditioners and heat pumps while inventory lasts. Once these units are gone, they're gone. So now is your chance to save. As temperatures start to heat up, we'll help you cool down with our summer warehouse clearance sale. Call Bob's for your free estimate today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of their National Red Tag Sales event, now extended through July 27th. Stop by any of their participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales event extended to July 27th. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
All right, Takis fans. Wendy's knows you love your Takis Fuego chips. So we thought, why not make a Takis Fuego meal with a Takis Fuego chicken sandwich with spicy chicken topped with crushed Takis Fuego chips and creamy corn spread. Plus, it comes with Fuego fries inspired by Takis and a bag of Takis Fuego chips. If we had any more heat, we might start an actual... I told him this would happen. For an intense new take on Takis chips, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Includes 1 ounce Takis Fuego chips while supplies last. Takis and Fuego trademarks are used under license.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Are you trying to buy a new home, or are you a local real estate agent seeking financing for a client? We're all tired of dealing with banks, credit unions, and endless guidelines. Wouldn't it be nice to go back in time when we had common sense lending? Hi, I'm Scott Rureka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital based in Bellevue. We are one of the largest local private portfolio lenders in Washington. We've helped thousands of home buyers and real estate investors reach their financial goals by leveraging the Legacy Common Sense borrowing platform. What that means is we lend our own money, we make our own decisions. If your deal makes sense, we'll get it done. Whether you're purchasing a new piece of real estate or refinancing an existing loan, bridge loans, construction, or regular home loan, it doesn't have to be as difficult as banks and lenders make it. If you're trying to grow wealth through real estate acquisition, come talk to the experts in private lending.
Call 425-635-4700 or LegacyG.com. Legacy Group Capital, your common sense lender. LegacyG.com.
Business leaders know to solve a problem, you got to look at it in a new way. Like travel between Seattle and Portland. Why is it such a pain? I-5 traffic, TSA slowdowns, SeaTac hassles. Seaport removes those pain points. We fly out of Boeing Field and a private terminal at PDX. You park for free, steps away from your plane. And with flights every 45 minutes, you're always home for dinner. Problem solved. Seaport Airlines. It's about time.
In the market for a new car? Ursula Reutin here. Carter Subaru has the vehicle you've been searching for with over 300 new vehicles in stock, including the 2025 Forester, now with 3.9% financing for 48 months, or take advantage of the federal tax credit before it goes away. Lease a 2025 Subaru Solterra and receive a credit of up to $7,500.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. Not all buyers will qualify for federal tax credit. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. See dealer for details. Valid through 7/31/25. This week, 4-time Grammy winner and jazz legend Stanley Clarke returns to Jazz Alley, July 24th through 27th. 6 shows of pure bass brilliance, electric, acoustic, and unforgettable. Tickets at jazzalley.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Gwen Baumgardner. Representative Adam Smith is the latest politician calling for the Epstein files to be released. The congressman from Washington's 9th District took to social media as frustration grows between lawmakers and the president's base.
This is so integral to his whole role in the Epstein scandal that he needs to be held accountable for it. And Democrats should absolutely make a big deal about this.
His remarks about the president come after a House subcommittee voted to subpoena the Department of Justice for documents related to the Epstein case. The House Oversight Committee also subpoenaed Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell for a deposition next month. The DOJ's deputy attorney is expected to meet with Maxwell later today. And just one day after we told you about an increase in knife-related assaults in Seattle, there's been another stabbing. Seattle police say a 43-year-old woman stepped off a bus late last night, got into an argument with the suspect, and then he stabbed her in the face. SPD Detective Brian Pritchard said there have been 20 related assaults, knife assaults, since April. Take a listen.
Usually during the summer months, assaults do go up, and right now there's tend to be more stabbing.
This latest attack happened on North 105th Street and Aurora Avenue. Police arrested the 34-year-old suspect. The Department of Fish and Wildlife is warning of a possible bear sighting in Ballard's Golden Gardens Park this week. According to the news outlet My Ballard, a woman spotted a black bear while on a trail run happening near View Avenue Northwest. The department tells the outlet that they did receive that report, and while urban sightings are rare, they do happen while bears are in search of food. Experts say if you do encounter a black bear, make yourself known by yelling or clapping, then slowly back away. Stock prices for Alaska Airlines dropped today following the release of the company's Q2 earnings report. Alaska says it's bouncing back after a rough start to the year. KIRO News Radio's Amanda Factor took a look at their numbers.
The company made $172 million in profit this spring, less than last year, but better than expected. Alaska's finance team said when the results were released Wednesday that tariffs hurt business earlier this year. Alaska lost money in the first quarter, about $1.35 per share, but this time around they beat their own forecast. Alaska says cautious spending and trade issues are still a challenge, but the company is optimistic about what's ahead. Amanda Factor, KIRO News Radio.
Headed now to our Wall Street numbers. A big board mix today. The Dow Jones down 316 points. The S&P 500 up nearly 4.5 points. And another NASDAQ win up nearly 38 points at closing bell. And now to traffic from the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk. We're monitoring a slowdown in Linwood happening in just the last 10 minutes. It's on northbound I-5 at I-405, a dump truck blocking the right lane. And also another disabled vehicle impacting northbound I-5. This is near the Boeing Access Road. It's currently blocking the HOV lane. That's something that we will continue to monitor. And then also, if you are headed for that Mukilteo Clinton ferry, something to be aware of. There's currently a 2-hour wait for drivers leaving Mukilteo. A look at some of our drive times. Seattle to Tacoma, nothing unusual, 49 minutes. Bellevue to Everett, 54 minutes. There's a 405 slowdown through Bothell. And Tacoma to Olympia, a little longer than usual, about an hour and 3 minutes. Weather brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. The day kicked off with a slew of clouds, but now it seems to be all sun, at least in downtown Seattle. Seattle currently at 68 degrees, but it could reach a high of 75 later this afternoon. Linwood currently at 67, Tacoma at 71. Tomorrow, lots of clouds in the forecast with some scattered sun breaks in the afternoon. I'm Gwen Baumgardner, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. Lots of stuff to get to. We're going to talk about the South Park stuff in just a second. I just want to read a text we just got from Glory in Seattle. She makes an interesting point. But I do want to defend myself here. She says, Jake, in talking about the girls today, last break, side note, we were talking about, I saw some kids who were dressed in a way that I was shocked when I was out yesterday with my wife. My wife also was shocked, so it wasn't just a man thing. Jake, in talking about the girls today, are getting old. I agree that kids need to have somebody in their life that can guide them appropriately. I was not surprised to hear what else. I was a bit surprised, though, to hear what else you said. Kind of thrown out there, boys will be boys, whatever. That is hypocritical. It sounded to me like you were all upset over the girls and the way that they dressed. But if your boys are out there doing quote, boy things, it's okay. I know your job is to talk, but it didn't appreciate that throwaway line. What I was referring to there, Gloria, was, Spike, you mentioned that boys are going to look at girls which I said, yes, boys will be boys.
That's just maturing.
That's
maturing.
From
both
they
sexes.
will look from both sexes. Girls are also looking at boys.
Boys
That's
are
what I
peacocking,
intended by
girls
that.
are posing, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
and they're both noticing the opposite sex.
Well, peacock, you got to let me fly. Mark Wahlberg from The Other Guys. But Gloria, you make an excellent point, and I certainly was not meaning to suggest that boys get a pass because they're boys. Boys have plenty of things that, believe me, I'm raising 4 of them. I have already started having conversations about things that come natural to them that also are not good for them publicly and are not good for them in a way that will help them grow up to be healthy adults. And so I'm trying to also train those things out of my kids, just like your parents probably trained some things out of you, Gloria. And that's parenting. But I was not excusing boys in any way. All right. Boys are just as disgusting as...
I believe that's what you led with.
Yeah.
They will pick and scratch at anything.
They will pick and scratch at anything. It's gross. And but what I was saying was there's not really a clothing equivalent conversation that tends to happen with boys. There's not boys wearing skimpy clothes, but they do other equally disturbing things, which we can discuss at a further time. All right, let's get into this South Park stuff. There is this conversation. The reason I want to highlight this is this conversation happening the last few days. It was announced, was it just Monday?
I think Monday was the South Park new deal with Paramount.
I was going to say the Colbert. When was the Colbert announcement?
The Colbert announcement came on Monday.
Jeez Louise, This has been a long week.
Yeah, he opened it. He came back from vacation and did a show and announced the opening night of the show.
And he tells the audience, he says, hey, I just found out that they're not going to be renewing my contract. I think he's sticking around till May.
I believe that they're going to end the Late Show in its entirety.
Yeah.
Not just Colbert as host. He's not being replaced. The show is being terminated and all the employees therein.
Yeah. And so immediately everybody was gossiping and not whispering about it, just like talking. And
there's people calling for federal investigations.
Federal investigation. How could
the
you
Writers
possibly...
Union wants investigations as to why, because that affects not just Colbert, but the entirety of the staff that makes the Late Show.
He's got 200 staff members.
Yeah.
Sonny Hostin on The View had this to say about Colbert being canceled, and it's an interesting part of the conversation, and then we will play some more stuff. But here's Sonny Hostin.
My concern is if it is political, then everyone should be concerned. People on the right should be concerned. People on the left should be concerned. Because it's very clear that if it is political, this is the dismantling of our democracy. This is the dismantling of our Constitution, right?
Stephen Colbert, dismantling of this.
That's
okay.
And so the First Amendment is the First Amendment for a reason, and that is freedom of the press, freedom of speech, freedom to speak truth to power. If that is taken away, if the comedians are being attacked, then that means our Constitution is being dismantled. That's right. That means the very rubric of our democracy is being dismantled.
So this conversation is going on that this is all Trump's fault and that they're only firing Stephen Colbert because he was a thorn in Trump's side and that they wanted this merger. CBS so desperately wants this merger to happen with Skydance, which is worth like, what is it, $8 billion?
It's an $8 billion merger. By the way, the founder of the Skydance's CEO is the son of a very
David
wealthy,
Ellison,
very wealthy Trump donor.
Okay.
Multi-billionaire Trump donor.
Okay.
Just saying. I'm not saying that's behind what's going on, but this Skydance wants to merger and acquire Paramount and CBS. That takes FCC approval to do so.
Yes.
President Trump has made it very clear he doesn't like people who speak out against his administration's ideologies, against their agenda.
No president does, but yeah.
Yeah, but there's been lawsuits against various iterations, whether it's ABC's George Stephanopoulos or whether it's CBS's 60 Minutes.
For slander and for lying about things. And,
calling him a
rapist.
Accusations of these things against President Trump.
Here's the reason that I think that that Colbert is no longer going to be on the air.
Okay.
In all these stories that you read about him, they talk about, well, he was a thorn in the president's side, yada, 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 as if that's the reason. He's also, nobody's mentioning funny. Nobody's like, God, he's the funniest guy in the world. He's so hilarious. Everybody loves his comedy. He's so funny. He's just not, to be honest, I found him to be a lot more funny before he got very political. And then his show became about politics. I have no problem with political humor. I think it works. I think it's funny. If you're an equal opportunity offender, like the guys on South Park, CBS claims the reason that Colbert is no longer on the air was a financial decision. He makes $16 million a year. He has a 200-person staff. I don't know how much that costs, but they say they're losing about $40 million a year on the production of his late show.
Right.
It's called the Late or the Late? What is it?
He's the Late Show.
The Late Show.
Yeah.
So they're losing $40 million a year. He's got a very big salary, all these different things. I don't think it's political as much as it just doesn't make financial sense to keep losing money, especially when you're trying to merge a big company. You want to get your books right as fast as possible. And to prove that, they gave over, and the fact that they have money to spend if it's funny, they gave the South Park guys $1.5 billion for 5 more seasons of South Park, which could not go harder against every politician out there.
South Park, you mean? In its content.
In its content.
Yeah.
The stuff they put on the air last night. I had you watch this. I was like, Spike, you got to see this before we get on the air.
I needed a shower afterward.
The stuff they said about Trump and they did about Trump and the AI. There is a... How would you even else describe it? It must have been AI. There's like a video of a guy who looks exactly like Trump going around in the desert.
Yeah, it's AI. It's AI.
It looks exactly. It looks real.
This is the face of President Trump.
It's Trump's face. It looks like Trump.
Big, heavy, eventually naked body.
The guy ends up getting naked because it's hot in the desert.
Yeah.
It's so insulting to Trump, but it's still all their stuff. They have him in bed with Satan. They have all these different things.
Yeah.
The point is, though, that it's still funny. It's comedy. It's humorous.
So is Colbert. Can we talk?
Let's talk about this.
Because we're running out of time.
And I would like to talk about how many instances Colbert spent making fun of President Biden while President Biden was president. And then we can talk about it. All right, we'll be right back.
The Closing Bell is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital Common Sense Lending.
He's one of the greatest.
The pitch to Ichiro.
And Sunday.
There it is, number 200, a bullet.
Ichiro takes his rightful place in baseball's Hall of Fame.
Number 258, a major league record for Ichiro.
Congratulations, Ichiro, from a grateful city and KIRO News Radio. On 97.3 FM.
Ichiro, you are unbelievable!
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
More fiber and laxatives, eh? Who are you? I'm future you. Future me? Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Our doctor figured it out. It's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of their National Red Tag Sales Event, now extended through July 27th. Stop by any of their participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales Event extended to July 27th. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
If you need a new car, don't wait. Ursula Reuting here for Carter Subaru, where your drive always begins with savings. Right now, get the 2025 Subaru Solterra EV for 0% financing for 72 months. Take advantage of the federal tax credit before it goes away. Lease a 2025 Subaru Solterra and receive a credit of up to $7,500.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. Not all buyers will qualify for federal tax credit. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. See dealer for details. Valid through 7/31/25.
Progressive Insurance, with insurance for cars, home, boat, motorcycles, RVs, and commercial vehicles at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com.
Get lower home energy bills, cleaner air, and year-round comfort with AeroSeal duct sealing, starting at just $99 for PSE customers replacing their furnace or heat pump. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com.
Summer is in full swing, and T-Mobile Park is the hottest spot in Seattle. Don't miss out on special events like the next Mariners Fireworks Night on Friday, August 1st, presented by T-Mobile. Cal Raleigh and the crew are taking on the division rival Rangers at 7:10, and after the final out, we'll be lighting up the sky with an epic post-game show.
Holy smokes, what a firecracker! Upper deck number 34 for the big number.
Go to mariners.com/fireworks to lock in your seats today.
All right, welcome back to the show. We are having a discussion right now about whether or not CBS fired Stephen Colbert because of his opposition to President Trump, of which he makes no secret. He's very much a anti-Trump guy, which is fine. Who cares? I believe that CBS did not renew his contract because his show was losing money year after year. The late night landscape is tough, and they just decided we want to try something. But the idea that they're firing him because he was saying negative things about Trump, I feel like is also kind of an argument I can't buy after seeing last night's South Park episode, which is also produced now by CBS Paramount, who paid $1.5 billion to two guys who are consistently funny and consistently go after both sides. So their audience is large. Colbert's audience is shrinking and shrinking because he only wants to talk to people who don't like Trump.
Well, I would argue that point with you, and this is my rationale behind that.
Sure.
Stephen Colbert was the #1 rated late night show. He got better ratings than Kimmel or Fallon.
What about, have you ever seen the Gutfeld show?
Gutfeld show is not on at 11:30 at night. It's a primetime 10 o'clock show. So that's a different beast. We're talking about the three comparative, because there's always been the big three.
What time is Colbert on?
11:30.
11:30.
With Kimmel and with Fallon. And he's leading that time slot. So it wasn't that he wasn't funny, and they didn't say we fired him.
No, it's lower ratings than it has been. It's like, what is it, like 2 million people?
CBS said it was a revenue decision. It was a money decision.
Yeah, which
they
just
didn't
means
say
you have lower ratings, you're not making as much money.
No,
right?
No.
So he has massive ratings and not making money.
Yes.
That doesn't make sense.
It does because, and if you'll allow me to finish this,
please.
The evolution of late night has changed, and that's been said as well by CBS, and they're right. People, it's not appointment viewing to stay up till 11:30 at night and see what America's talking about so you can have it tomorrow morning at the water cooler, which used to be the case. Now people watch things on their own time schedule.
Sure,
they watch. I couldn't tell you the last time I was up till 11:30 at night watching Kimmel or Fallon or Colbert.
Yeah, everybody just watches it after the fact.
I see their clips everywhere.
Sure.
So here's the issue. Revenue has dropped across the late night platform for all stations. Revenue has dropped because people are getting their information elsewhere. They're getting the content that these shows create elsewhere. And they're saying they ended the show because revenue is down and it's not a good business model. Jon Stewart had a great point, said, look, when CD sales stopped, we didn't give up on music. You know, it's still content. There's the delivery platform evolved.
But you're making my point. Stephen Colbert is a CD. Nobody wants the CD anymore. So they got rid of him because it's bad finances, not because he hates Trump.
Can you play this clip for me? Because here's FCC Chair Brendan Carr, asked on Fox News by Bill Hemmer about the suggested political nature of this decision by CBS and its potential impact on the merger that's on the FCC's desk. So,
gotcha.
Just go ahead and get it out of the way. Did President Trump have anything to do with the cancellation of Stephen Colbert's show?
Well, here's what's important to keep in mind is a broader dynamic. When President Trump ran for election, he ran right at these legacy broadcast media outfits and the New York and Hollywood elites that are behind it, and he smashed the facade that these are gatekeepers that can control what Americans think and what Americans can say. And once you do that, you've exposed the business model of a lot of these outfits as being nothing more than a partisan circus. And so I think there's a lot of consequences that are flowing from President Trump deciding, I'm not going to play by the rules of politicians in the past and let these legacy outfits dictate the narratives in the terms of the debate. And he's succeeding. Just look at what's happening. NPR has been defunded. PBS has been defunded. Colbert is getting cancer. You've got anchors and news media personalities losing their jobs. Again, all of this is downstream of President Trump's decision to stand up. And he stood up for the American people because the American people do not trust these legacy gatekeepers anymore. And all of this, I think, is consequences of that broader dynamic.
Okay, I asked you a very direct question. I did not hear a yes or a no in your answer.
So
I heard a maybe.
Yeah, ultimately, these are business decisions for CBS to make.
Business decision for CBS.
Well, yeah, except that everything he said prior to that was.
Do you think Joy Reid was fired from MSNBC because she was critical of Trump?
I don't know.
Or her ratings were crap?
That's not the question on the table.
Well, it's a fine. If it makes money, how can South Park, who
did you hear?
Did you watch the South Park last night?
I did.
Did you find it to be in any way favorable towards Trump?
Absolutely not. It was a crucifixion of Trump. No pun intended.
So how do you explain that?
We'll see what Trump does now with South Park's take on him last night.
He's not going to do anything for CBS is because Trump didn't do anything to Colbert.
So what
he doesn't have that power.
So what the FCC chair just said.
Yeah.
President Trump came to office with a promise to stop these legacy medias.
No, he said he came to expose that they're biased and they only do things in one direction. So he says it and people respond, and that's fine.
So let me finish my comment. Based on the content of this of NPR, of PBS, of Colbert, President Trump's not going to let these medias dictate to the American people anymore. So President Trump's agenda is why these people are losing funding.
CBS does not receive public funding from Trump. NPR receives public funding from us.
He said President Trump came in with a message, a plan
that he's not going to let these legacy media things speak.
And so when media is canceled or fired or defunded because of President Trump's stated agenda, how's that not political?
Why isn't everybody being canceled then who's against President Trump inside CBS? They're not.
I can't tell you.
Because the argument doesn't make any sense.
And you don't see how that's politically motivated. Any of these moves have been politically motivated. He just said President Trump's agenda was to
CBS
stop them.
just handed the guys in South Park $1.5 billion, and they put out the most anti-Trump thing I've ever seen in my life.
And you think Trump's not going to react?
And it was hilarious.
You think Trump's not going to react?
Of course not. And if Stephen Colbert was hilarious and still made people laugh and got ratings to justify his salary and didn't lose $40 million a year, then yes, I think he'd still be on the air. All right, we got to go. We got the cat lady coming up next. Stick around.
Oh my gosh, we got the cat lady.
It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185. AdvancedHair.com.
The summer warehouse clearance sale is on now at Bob's Heating. We have an overstock of 2024 cooling equipment and everything must go. Save 30% on all 2024 air conditioners and heat pumps while inventory lasts. Once these units are gone, they're gone. So now is your chance to save. As temperatures start to heat up, we'll help you cool down with our summer warehouse clearance sale. Call Bob's for your free estimate today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Lowe's knows big savings make a big difference, especially when you're shopping for appliances. Hurry in to get up to 30% off select major appliances. Plus, My Lowe's Rewards members get free delivery, free haul away, free installation and parts on purchases of $2,500 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/30. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Price, delivery time, and vehicle availability may vary based on order size and location. Exclusions apply. See Lowes.com/delivery for more details.
Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision.
If you're over 50 and you've been diagnosed with a cataract, or your vision is changing as you're developing an early cataract, you could be a perfect candidate for K2 Vision RLE.
It's inevitable. At some point, typically in your 60s or 70s, you'll have a dysfunctional lens that eventually becomes a cataract. To restore your vision, you will someday need a procedure such as refractive lens exchange.
The question is, are you done with glasses? Do you want to spend your good, active years hassling with changing prescriptions and needing readers?
K2 Vision RLE can give you great vision now, permanently, and you'll never develop that cataract. The procedure is quick and painless, and our state-of-the-art custom lens technologies give highly predictable outcomes.
K2 Vision surgeons have performed nearly 100,000 procedures. We know when RLE is right for you.
Find out. Schedule a free Zoom consultation at k2visionrle.com.
K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. President Trump this afternoon signed the bill formally canceling $9 billion in funding to public broadcasting. He also visited the Federal Reserve, where he bickered with Fed Chair Jerome Powell over the cost of renovating the headquarters.
So the 2.7 is now 3.1.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, it just came out.
Yeah, I haven't heard that from anybody at the Fed.
Afterwards, Trump sounded off again about another beef he has with Powell.
You saw what we saw, and the big thing is to get it done. They have to get it done. They have to get it finished. And very importantly, we have to get interest rates lowered in our country. Our country is the hottest in the world right now.
Trump has said he won't fire Powell, but he is keeping up the pressure. Pro wrestling superstar Hulk Hogan has died.
The incredible Hulk Hogan, who entered to the eye of the tiger.
Known for his mustache and blonde hair, he redefined pro wrestling in the 1980s.
And what you gonna do when Hulkamania and the largest arms in the world run wild on you?
Fight announcer Curran Bhatia.
Really, Hulk Hogan was that pioneer to not only take it from those small, ballrooms and those smoky arenas, but make it a national sport, a global sport, and make it into this global phenomenon.
Hogan was 71. He died in Clearwater, Florida. There was a call concerning a cardiac arrest. We're learning more about the death of celebrity chef Anne Burrell. The New York Medical Examiner says suicide was the cause due to acute intoxication because of combined effects of alcohol, amphetamine, and over-the-counter antihistamines. Jazz legend Chuck Mangione has died.
This song, Feels So Good, became a rare top 10 instrumental hit in 1978. Mangione's career had taken off in the 1960s as a member of Art Blakey's band, before joining his brother Gap in a band they called the Jazz Brothers. His theme to the 1980 Winter Olympics, Give It All You Got, also became a big hit. Through his career, he earned 14 Grammy nominations and won 2. Chuck Mangione died in his sleep. He was 84. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
The Gaza ceasefire talks have broken down again, as Linda Gradstein reports.
U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff recalled the delegation from Doha, saying that Hamas's response to the 60-day ceasefire was, quote, selfish. It came just after Israel recalled its own delegation from the talks.
On Wall Street, stocks were mixed today over a series of profits report. The Dow Jones Industrials finished off 316 points. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. We offer auto, home, and commercial auto insurance, plus a variety of business insurance options. Visit Progressive.com today.
Okay, what are your thoughts on a driverless chauffeur? It's part of new changes headed to SeaTac Airport. That story is still ahead. But first, from the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk, this traffic report brought to you by Kia of Everett. Construction seems to be the biggest impact to drive times currently. No big crashes at the moment, so that's a bit of good news. I-90 clear through Mercer Island, but things are in the red when you reach that 405 interchange on the east side. Crews currently working to move a dump truck in Linwood. This is on northbound I-5, impacting just one lane near I-405. There's also been a few ferry delays for drivers to be aware of. Some of your travel times: Linwood to downtown Seattle, that'll take you about 43 minutes. Seattle to Federal Way, about 46 minutes. A bit of traffic south of Tukwila on 509. And Bellevue to South Center, 37 minutes. Over 400 tariff-free new Kias are available now at Kia of Everett with easy lease and financing options. Experience simple, easy fun at Kia of Everett today.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Gwen Baumgardner. Disturbing new details emerging in the Brian Kohberger case. They're casting a chilling light on the murders of 4 University of Idaho students. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey with more.
Newly released documents say Kohberger asked a woman he met on Tinder what would be the worst way to die. She said a knife. Kohberger asked, like a K-bar. She got uncomfortable and stopped talking with Kohberger. Police say Kohberger used a K-bar knife to kill his 4 victims. Wednesday, Judge Stephen Hippler sentenced Kohberger to life in prison without the possibility of parole,
so that he is forever removed from civilized society.
Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Kirkland police say a man stole more than $826,000 from his own mother. The woman lives in a retirement home and had named her son as power of attorney that gave him access to her bank accounts. Well, police say an extended family member got suspicious and called Adult Protective Services. After an investigation, the son was booked into the King County Jail. Investigators are working to determine the cause of a 2-alarm fire that damaged 7 buildings and also prompted evacuations in Seattle's Central District early this morning. Spokesman David Cuerpo says it started in a shed and then really quickly spread.
In total, there were 7 buildings that were damaged. That includes 2 sheds, 4 single-family homes, and 1 apartment building.
The families inside those 4 homes are displaced until investigators can determine if it's safe to return. A federal court has once again blocked President Donald Trump's push to end birthright citizenship. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeal says his executive order goes against the Constitution, specifically the 14th Amendment, which guarantees citizenship to anyone born in the U.S. This was the first case that Nick Brown brought forth as Washington Attorney General. Brown says in a statement that he's proud of the ruling and emphasizes, quote, the president cannot redefine what it means to be American with the stroke of a pen. Okay, if you've ever taken the light rail to SeaTac Airport, many feel that worst part of the approach is that walk. It's a pretty good hike from the light rail station to the terminal, made even tougher with luggage. Well, now SEA is announcing a pilot program to test out a new driverless shuttle for travelers. KIRO TV's Eric Thomas explains.
During the testing phase, an engineer will ride along in the shuttle cart just to monitor everything. And right now they are mapping out the space to get it ready for those test runs.
Okay, now to the weather, brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Yesterday saw the hottest temperatures of the week, but now we're in a cooling pattern into the weekend. A cloudy start to our morning. That has all been cleared up with sunshine carrying us into the afternoon. We are hitting the 70s in King and Pierce counties. Seattle currently at 70 degrees, Tacoma 73, Puyallup 77. I'm Gwen Baumgartner, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO Newsradio.
Welcome back to the show. 2 hours down, 1 hour to go. I cannot believe the show has been going this fast. But I have been anticipating this interview that we're about to do with you right now for the entire show. I've been so excited about this, Spike. You and I have mentioned it a number of times.
I've been dreading it. I'm glad you're excited.
You're dreading it?
A little bit.
Why are you dreading it?
I met Laurel and Lauren. I did it again.
Let's introduce our guest and then you can apologize.
Well,
That's how we start any good interview.
This is Lauren Lombardi. And your attorney is Nassim Boutier?
Boutier.
Yeah. Boutier, thank you.
It's hard. I'm not going to blame you for it.
I dread it because, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Lauren we talked about this yesterday, and I think this story has gone kind of viral because it's kind of a sensational story. But Lauren lost her cat about a year ago, am I right? About 2024. And she is, with the help of her attorney, who's with us today, Nassim Boutier. They are suing the Blue Angels, who come into town every August for Seafair, for the noise and all the stuff. And for specifically, I believe, she was blocked from commenting on their Instagram page.
Yes.
And so they have a lawsuit against the Blue Angels. So anytime somebody is suing the Blue Angels over the death of their cat, it tends to draw a lot of news attention.
Right.
And now let's get to Spike's apology, and then we'll get into the interview.
Yeah, because I've been dreading this because when I saw the story yesterday, I was really shocked by the content of the lawsuit itself. And I wasn't very understanding to a pet owner who had lost their pet and the situation surrounding that. And I kind of spoke dismissively of your loss as a pet owner. And I say that because I went home yesterday. I confessed this to Lauren in the break. I went home yesterday and got the cold shoulder from my kid and my wife.
For what?
For not being understanding of the loss of a pet to a pet owner. You remember Miracle on 34th Street? Remember when the grandkids wouldn't give Grandpa a kiss goodnight because he was prosecuting Santa Claus? That's the greeting I
don't know which version you're discussing.
The only version that matters, the original black and white version.
With Natalie, what's her face? All right, let's get into this. Let's get into this. All right, so apology has been offered. We'll see if it's accepted.
I mean, Jake was the one that had a lot to say yesterday, right?
I had a lot to say about it.
This is where I step back and let you.
Nassim, I'm glad you brought that up, and I do not apologize for anything I said yesterday. I will say, to start off, just so you know where I'm coming from, I feel bad for the loss of your cat. That's very sad, Lauren. I'm very sorry. I've had many pets in my life. I totally understand the feeling of the loss of a pet. Where I'm having trouble connecting the dots is the loss of your pet to the Blue Angels, who I find to be very badass, and I like them a lot. And so when I see that, I feel protective of the Blue Angels. But we'll get into the lawsuit. I do want to ask real fast because I am reading this. I did read this lawsuit. It's 11 pages.
That's good.
Is it referred to as a what is this document called? Is this just
So that's a complaint. That's what you file in federal court to initiate a lawsuit.
Okay, so this is officially started.
Oh yeah. So, and the summons are out. I'm sure like the commander and the public relations officer have heard about the story before they received their official summons. But yeah, this is a real bona fide. No jokes. I mean, there's some jokes, but it's a real lawsuit.
Well, that was my first question. As I was reading it, I was like, "Is this a joke? Is this a real thing? Did they just like do an AI, complaint somewhere?" And like,
come on, don't call it AI. Those were my words typed.
Yeah, okay, that's great writing.
That's my second question.
We mentioned that too.
I did. You got one thing right. I am a good writer.
Who wrote it?
So thank
you.
Did
you write it?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to read this for the audience because this is poetry. This is really good, and I think actually works against what you're intending here because it's so well written.
Please challenge me. Go ahead.
Every August, a squadron of FA-18 EF Super Hornets multi-role fighter aircraft descend upon the Puget Sound with the subtlety of a military occupation, conducting screeching low-altitude flights with their twin jet engines, reaching speeds of up to 700 miles per hour and producing decibel levels exceeding 130 dBs, louder than a jackhammer at close range and sufficient to cause immediate hearing damage. I'm already on board for this, by the way. This sounds awesome. This auditory carpet bombing, that's my favorite line of the whole complaint.
Oh my gosh.
Is nominally not part of an invading enemy force destined to traumatize a captive civilian population, but rather represents the United States Navy's own elite acrobatic troop, the Blue Angels. This literally could be in their copy for PR for the Blue Angels flying around.
I was thinking Top Gun 3, but that's just me going.
I mean, yeah, Top Gun were great movies. So here's the thing.
So tell me about this lawsuit.
So part of my credibility is I'm not going to dispute how badass the Blue Angels are. They are indisputably badass. I'm impressed by the acrobatics. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of training. That I'm not going to dispute that. But what I am providing is context for the oral assault, the sonic carpet bombing that is imposed on a captive audience. Like we don't vote, to say whether or not the Blue Angels can screech over our house and shake it to its foundation. We're subjected to it whether we like it or not. So that whole introductory paragraph sets the stage, the framework, the background, and it's a way to get whoever's.
You're easing me into the idea that the Blue Angels are actually harming us audibly by making me like what you're saying because it's so well written.
Yeah. You can have, here's the thing. As an American, you have the right to have whatever opinion you want on the Blue Angels carpet bombing, acoustic carpet bombing.
Yes.
What I'm providing is the context for explaining why this is a live issue and why the Blue Angels shouldn't be such thin-skinned little babies and blocking people when they face criticism. You, as a patriotic American, should be supportive of the First Amendment. Are you not?
Oh, of course, yeah.
All right, then you're on board with our lawsuit.
This is my business. I'm in the free speech business.
Exactly.
You both are. It's ironic. We found common ground. Look, let's go.
Let me ask you about this. You do cite a few things in here that I'm interested in. You say a 2020 study published in the Journal of Marine Science and Engineering showed that jet noise penetrates Puget Sound waters deep enough to impair endangered and beloved orcas' critical hunting and communications abilities. Have you ever spoken with any of these orcas? Is it possible that they also think the Blue Angels are badass?
That's possible. Maybe you should have them on for an interview. That would be very interesting.
We have tried.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've been denied. They're very hard to reach.
I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
Maybe you need a better booker.
No. Laura's fantastic.
She got you two.
Shots fired.
Yeah, she's up for an award for getting you two to come in.
Here's my question. So your cat, before we get into the specifics of them blocking you on, was it Instagram?
Mm-hmm.
Instagram. Tell me a little bit about Layla. Tell me about what Layla means to you, Lauren, or meant to you.
Sorry.
I think that says it all right there. It's beyond. It leaves you speechless. The thought of losing your cat.
I know a lot of people don't understand or think it's silly, and I recognize that. Like, I come off as crazy, and I recognize I am a little crazy when it comes to her, but I had her for 14 years. I adopted her when I was living in New York. I was 20 years old. She was just a couple months old. She came right off the street. She was really, really sick. She almost died, actually. And I fostered her, and I foster failed, and I ended up keeping her. And she was with me through everything, through several moves, throughout mortuary school, college, everything. And we were just like two peas in a pod. We did everything together. She came with me everywhere. Everywhere I moved. Even though I was renting, I had to make sure I had a fenced backyard because she loved to go out into the backyard. And, I didn't let her free roam because it's dangerous. So I always had a fenced backyard for her. And, every, decision I made in my life, every choice, was with her in mind. The reason I went to school is because I wanted to be able to afford a better life for her. And
Sure.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I mean, people love their pets so much. In fact, after we talked about this on the show yesterday, my wife, who loves cats, we don't have any cats right now because we have 4 little kids, and
that's just mean to a cat.
We have too many. Yeah, it would not be kind to cats at this point. My wife was like, "You got to be fair. People really, really love their pets." And I said, I understand that people love their pets. I had cats growing up. I had outdoor cats actually, who used to kill a ton of stuff and bring it back and present it as little I guess, little like gifts to us. I've just like little voles,
expression of love,
and snakes, and all these things.
It was a thank you for the food.
It was. They said thank you. We really appreciate it. But the part to me, I'm not denying how much you loved your cat. It's very clear how much you loved your cat. The part to me where I feel like, is there really a lawsuit here? Is you objected to the Blue Angels performing via Instagram. Is that right? Through the Blue Angels official account. Do I have that right, Nassim?
Yeah.
Yes.
And so what are you guys arguing the Blue Angels did illegally that prevented her from expressing her First Amendment rights or her rights as a citizen to voice her concerns with the Blue Angels?
Yeah, so the specific complaint is about their violation of the First Amendment, violating Lauren's free speech. As a government entity, they're held to a higher standard than any private actor. So by virtue of getting an Instagram account, they can't block civilians from voicing their concerns. They don't have to read the messages. They don't have to reply to every messages, but they can't stop someone from complaining to the government. And further, they can't, by blocking Lauren from voicing her concerns, they're also blinding other Americans from seeing what the discussion is on their page. They're preventing her from making comments. I mean, one of the issues is that she was circulating a petition. This is core American activity. You complain about the government for something the government is doing, and the Blue Angels just blocked her from doing that.
This was the Change.org petition, is that
Yes.
right? Which I think had like 75,000 signatures. Is that the number?
I don't know if that was it, but you know,
like 5,000 last time I checked.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that up. There was another study you had that said 74,000 residents. UW study, 74,000 residents experienced hearing loss or hypertension or sleep disruption as a result of jet noises.
Yeah.
That's where I got that number.
So we introduced all of this, like the story of Layla. I mean, it's a framing device. It's a way to draw attention to the fact that there is a discourse. This isn't just a frivolous public discussion. This is a real...
You're very serious about this.
This is... Which part?
About the lawsuit.
Well, yeah, the lawsuit specifically is about the constitutional violation.
Here's a question.
Unambiguous.
Here's a question. Do they have the right to... the post that you made, Lauren, on their Instagram page, were those visible to other people?
Yes.
Until she was blocked, until you were blocked?
Yeah.
Yes. And we suspect that they deleted it after they blocked her.
Here's where I'm coming from. We have a YouTube page. We have community pages where we invite people to be part of what we're doing. We want to hear from them. But we do have a standard where if it crosses a line that makes it difficult for the rest of the community members to be there, we'll give the person some sort of a warning, and we'll say, hey, guys, by the way, this type of language is not encouraged in this area. We want to make sure that you're keeping this family friendly. Is it possible that the Blue Angels were deleting some of your stuff because it wasn't family friendly? I have one of your messages here. Stop with your bleeping, bleep, bleep, or bull bleep. You are terrorizing my cat and all the other animals and wildlife. Bleep off. Nobody gives a bleep about your stupid little planes. Was that visible to the public, or was that just a direct message?
No, that was visible to the public.
Does that justify?
No, that particular one was a direct message. So was
there similar? I'm wondering if there's similar posts in a public setting. Blue Angels are beloved by all ages, and I'm just wondering if maybe the Blue Angels, to be charitable to them, I'm wondering, were they possibly thinking about their younger audience who might also be seeing these things?
Let me clear something up.
Please.
Even if they were, it doesn't matter. So you, as a private entity, you have a First Amendment right to block whoever you want on your social media account.
Sure.
No one's going to bat an eye. No federal judge is going to try and stop you. But the government is held to a higher standard. That's the key distinction. The government cannot censor people. So obscenity, profanity, that's not prohibited by the Instagram's Twitter service.
Yeah.
You can bleep whatever on Instagram. That's not a violation of the terms of service, and the government has no say in the matter. If they don't like the language, too bad. That's what our Constitution says.
Spike, you had a question?
No, that was the question. Did what's your content, the passion of your content, did they give them license or cover to then remove yours from a public forum?
No. Not legally. There's no precedent, no case law that says that if it's bad words, the government can ban it. That's not the case here.
When you subscribe or when you join into their account, is there any implied agreement that say when you come in here, you're going to do things the way we want things done? You won't be allowed in here.
Nope.
Like if I go like no shirt, no shoes. Got to be really careful. No service. This is like on their public posts. Anyone can comment. They don't have to sign an agreement for how to comment on the Blue Angels. No implied consent to take part when you take part in it?
No, there's no implied consent.
When I go to a ball game,
this is the
and
government.
make out with my side piece, I forgive privacy because I'm in a public event.
Sure.
I lose my
Spike does not have a
expectation.
side piece, by the way.
I'm speaking metaphorically. Yeah, but trust me.
Just in case anybody doesn't pick up on the sarcasm.
You get what I'm putting down.
Okay, so is the lawsuit based on the fact that you feel like your constitutional rights were taken away when they blocked you on Instagram, or is it because you feel like they directly impacted your cat to the point where your cat died?
I do feel like they contributed to her death, and I wanted people to know that. I wanted her story to be told. But the lawsuit itself is about a First Amendment violation.
How do they contribute to your? Because that's why we're talking about. How did they contribute to your cat's death?
So she was diagnosed with heart disease in 2022. So it was being managed very well for 2 years, and then just really bad timing. She got an infection in her mouth that we never quite figured out what it was. But we spent a couple days in the emergency room. And the day we came back from the emergency room, we got home, and literally within a few minutes, the Blue Angels started flying overhead. They started practicing that day because they practiced for a few days before the actual show. So it was just like, complete doom and dread of just like the realization of like, oh no, like now this is going to be happening for the next few days when she is incredibly sick. She had been sedated. So a lot of people are saying, oh, why don't you sedate her? Why don't you get her medication? She was more sedated than she could ever. She could not be more sedated without being unconscious.
Pretty drugged up.
She was extremely sedated. Yeah. And even in that state, she still like completely freaked out. And again, like just something about Layla as well. Like she did not react that way to fireworks. She was not afraid of fireworks. She was not afraid of any of the other military planes that would always go by, Boeing. She wasn't like a scaredy cat. She was very like a well-adjusted cat because I would take her around a lot of places. So she only reacted that way to the Blue Angels. Because if you haven't experienced the Blue Angels flying over your house, it would rattle our house.
They fly over here.
Yeah, it's loud.
Every seafair, when they're doing their practice runs and stuff.
Yeah, but you're in a studio.
No, we go outside.
We're in like a 100-year-old house.
Yeah.
That like I shut all the windows, I shut all the blinds, I put music on as loud as I could. I was physically holding her ears down. Like there was just absolutely nothing I could do. It was just I couldn't leave town. Like all her doctors are here. She was very, very sick. There's just nothing I could do at all, and I couldn't even comment because they had blocked me. And
does she travel well? Is she a cat you could have traveled with, like for the Blue Angels time when they were performing? Because I think the performance is about 30
normally
minutes.
I could, but I mean, as an aside, like why should I have to leave town because the Blue Angels are here?
I'm not saying you have to.
But yeah, she traveled well. She was very, very sick
if you're worried about her dying as a result of the sonic carpet bombing, as you referred to, then I would get her out of the room if you can't stop him from performing.
I mean, it was attention, like Lauren said, like all her doctors were in town, so it's not something that you can you can travel, get out of town on a moment's notice. It's something that takes a bit of planning. And I just want to highlight the feeling of helplessness that Lauren felt. There was just nothing she could do. She realizes that this is going to be the reality for the next few days. I mean, she tried blocking Layla's ears. And
how did you do that, by the way? How do you block a cat's ears?
Pushed her ears down and held them.
What was her response to that?
I mean, nothing. She was just hiding under the couch for the most part.
You also tried to block out the windows and make your place kind of darker.
You just can't cover up the sound. There's nothing you can do to cover it up.
And then you tried the music as well.
Yeah, I had the projector on with like the music, calming cat music, I think it was called. But it's like what bothers me a lot about it is Layla. She loved our home. She loved our backyard. She loved being out there and laying in the sun and just like doing cat things. And she was so sick, and all she needed to do was be able to rest and be kept calm so that she could try to fight the infection and get better. And the last 4 days of her life were just miserable at the place that she loved so much. And we left home for the last time on August 5th, and she never returned. And the last few days of her life were just miserable, and there was nothing I could do about it. And it just doesn't seem fair.
All right, hold that thought. We have to take a quick commercial break, and then can you guys hang with us for one more segment?
Sure.
All right, hang out. We're going to be right back with our guest, Lauren Lombardi, who is suing the Blue Angels in connection with the death of her cat, and her attorney, Nasim Bushtia, who's here with us as well. So hang out for that. We're going to be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Did you know that over the past 10 years, home values have increased the most during the first quarter of the year? So how much is your home worth right now? Check it out instantly at sellwithwest.com. Sure, there are other apps out there you can use, but most of them are national companies. If you want local expertise, someone who actually knows what's happening with the housing market in your neighborhood, there's no one more local than Wes Jones. If you're even thinking about making a move in 2025, go to sellwithwest.com, sellwithwest.com, and start by using their free home value calculator to see what your home is worth. It might be worth more than you think. You'll get so much more than just a number from Wes Jones. We're talking about recent sales in your neighborhood, the market temperature in your city, side-by-side comparisons of multiple online estimates. You can even calculate how much equity you have, and even a breakdown of how your home's value has changed over time. So here's what you have to do. Go to sellwithwest.com, type in your address, and bam, you'll have instant access to all of this and more. It's fast, easy, it's local. Sellwithwest.com, a better way to sell your home.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hey, Brock Ewart here with some great news. I'm with Shannon O'Kelly, physical therapist and owner of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Shannon, you guys just increased your community coverage.
That's right, Brock. We like to say we're in your neighborhood. We have you covered here at IRG. We just added 2 fantastic locations. One is in Harbor Square in the Edmonds Bowl, and the other one is in the Mill Creek Town Center, right to the entrance to Mill Creek Town Center. So we'll be able to provide fantastic care to all of us and everybody's neighborhood.
You know I love it. Expert physical and hand therapy right in your neighborhood.
That's right. We're in your neighborhood. We want to be your neighborhood family physical therapist. We'll take care of you, your family, and your neighbor.
And remember, no referral needed. Just personalized care when and where you need it. Visit irgpt.com and schedule your appointment today. With over 40 convenient locations, IRG is right in your neighborhood, and now 2 new spots as well. That's irgpt.com, irgpt.com.
Life can be stressful sometimes, but buying your new Subaru doesn't have to be. Subaru of Puyallup has you covered with over 300 new Subarus on the lot. Come in now so you can secure today's pricing on tomorrow's car at Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on mynorthwest.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
This week, 4-time Grammy winner and jazz legend Stanley Clarke returns to Jazz Alley, July 24th through 27th. 6 shows of pure bass brilliance, electric, acoustic, and unforgettable. Tickets at jazzalley.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Gwen Baumgartner. Just one day after we told you about an increase in knife-related assaults here in Seattle, there's been another stabbing. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey with more.
Seattle police say a 43-year-old woman stepped off a bus late Wednesday night, got into an argument with the suspect, and he stabbed her in her cheek. SPD Detective Brian Pritchard says there have been 20 knife-related assaults since April.
Usually during the summer months, assaults do go up, and right now there's tend to be more stabbing.
This latest attack happened on North 105th Street and Aurora Avenue. Police arrested the 34-year-old suspect. The victim was treated at Harborview Medical Center. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Still no arrest for the man who took an Everett fire truck on a joyride last week before crashing into 11 vehicles. One of those cars belonged to John Wallleitner.
We have no way to get around. Just took away our life. The car was the only lifeline we really had.
John telling KIRO TV the damage to his yellow Camaro is something his family can't afford to fix. Yesterday, Everett's fire chief went before the city council. He explained that during emergency incidents, fire engines are left idling. It's standard protocol. The department is now looking at ways to implement more security measures to prevent another attempted theft. Okay, if you're headed to Spanaway Lake, watch out for that water. Toxic algae is showing up yet again. You see that green scum, streaks, or clumps floating near the surface. You need to watch out. The Tacoma Pierce County Health Department says if you see algae, stay away. It means no swimming, no fishing, and no water sports for the time being. Okay, big changes coming to the tolls on SR 167 later this year. Drivers who want to drive in the toll lanes for free must install a flex pass in their car that allows them to switch between HOV or toll depending on the number of people in their car. The toll division's Lori McLaughlin says anyone without a pass will be charged the toll as well as a $2 fee.
We're modernizing the system and replacing equipment that's been in use there for about 18 years, and we're bringing it all up to the same standards we have with all our other toll roads.
Drivers on 405 between Linwood and Bellevue have used the Flex Pass since the start of tolling. Motorcycles will also need a pass to ride for free. Okay, now to traffic from the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk. This report brought to you by D.R. Horton. We now know what's been driving that slowdown on the east side. A car blocking the right lane on northbound 405 at that I-90 interchange. Something to be aware of if you're headed that way. Lots of construction I'm looking at on the map. That seems to be the biggest slowdown for drivers all across Western Washington. A look at some of your travel times. Linwood to downtown Seattle, 49 minutes. We're seeing that usual post-lunch slowdown in the downtown core. Seattle to Everett, yikes, 54 minutes if you're trying to take I-5. Not going to be a fun evening commute, I'll tell you that right now. Bellevue to South Center, currently 42 minutes. The D.R. Horton National Red Tag Sales event has been extended today through, July 27th. You can visit D.R. Horton Community today or drhorton.com, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder. And now for a weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. This morning's cloud cover really just a distant memory right now. Lots of sunshine in the forecast for this afternoon. I know a lot of people appreciate that. Seattle is expected to hit 75 in the next few hours. We're close, but not there yet. A look at some current temperatures to our south. Federal Way, 73 degrees. Tacoma, 74. Olympia, 73. I'm Gwen Baumgartner, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. If you guys are not already enjoying the show on YouTube, then you're missing out. Go to YouTube in the search bar, type in KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, and the Jake and Spike Show Live is going to pop up. You can enjoy watching because we have two guests with us right now. We have Lauren Lombardi, who is suing the Blue Angels over in connection with the death of her cat. And joining us with her is her attorney, Nasim Boushtia, who I just found out in the commercial break. I wish I could recreate the surprise on my face. I won't try to. You guys are married.
Yeah.
You're her husband.
Yes, and
That's
also,
why you. That's
and
why
also her
you
attorney.
and her attorney.
Yeah.
As I was
She's
gonna- I was
are
gonna-
you allowed to
paralegal.
sleep with your clients? Is that ethical?
Well, if the relationship starts before, we don't need to get into
Not
that.
during the course. Not during the course of the case.
Yeah, and please not on the show.
I was going to
Yeah,
ask.
we're trying to get it settled as soon as possible.
I was going to ask Lauren how you found this incredible, talented attorney, and how you can afford an attorney, because you're taking on the federal government, you guys, right? You're taking. I mean, it's a federal case, as you said when we started the interview. You're suing the Blue Angels, their public relations department, and that's. I mean, they've got, talk about a war chest. It's the federal government.
Sure.
How long can you guys pursue this? Can they just, wait you out
Until they win. That's what
bleed
they're
you
gonna
dry?
say.
They will never be able to wait me out. I am a very spiteful, vengeful person, and I have
believe
nothing
that
but
about
time
you,
on my
Lauren,
hands.
in a good way. I believe that about you in a good way.
Yeah, the best way.
Here's my question to you guys. I was looking into this. Supreme Court ruled public officials may block people on social media if it's private. If it's in their
Yes.
official capacity, they may not. That was
That's
a unanimous decision. So I assume that's what you guys are already knowledgeable of and heading into,
Yes.
knowing all this.
And I have no quarrel with that ruling.
Yeah,
It's fine.
I don't either. Yeah, private life, great. Public life, I mean, public officials should be able to have both,
Yeah.
and I think that's great.
I think the first time this came up was in 2017 when Trump blocked a few people, and he was sued by the Knight Institute from Columbia University. And his case was a little more complicated because he used the real Donald Trump since 2009
As his presidential,
as a private person.
Oh,
But then
okay.
when he became president the first time, he started using it to make presidential declarations.
Proclamations and all that
Yes.
stuff, yeah.
And he also started blocking people. And they sued him. And the Second Circuit ruled it was unambiguous. It's like, yeah, you can't do this. You can't block civilians from...
Because he's using it in official capacity.
Yes.
Here's the
so
thing.
that case is a little more complicated. Ours is much more
I
straightforward.
think you guys have a case based on what you're saying.
Thank you.
But I hope you're not successful. What do you want from the Blue Angels? I guess that's my other question. What do you want from the Blue Angels?
So we list that out in the lawsuit. We want them to unblock.
This is the 7th or 11th page of the complaint
Yeah,
here?
it should be the last page.
Here we go. All right.
And also, thank you for actually reading from the lawsuit. My words don't go to waste.
No, they're very good. We actually, I think we posted it somewhere. It's a very well written. I now understand you have a very close connection with your client, and so I understand the extra time. I'm not going to say this, but I would be surprised if every client got this amount of attention that your client in this case is getting. But they might. You seem like a good attorney.
Yeah, my clients are happy, most of them.
So what are you guys seeking in this? What damages have been done to you? What do you want?
So, I mean, there's a difference between damages done and also what we can legally recover. We can't make them stop flying, at least not through this lawsuit. But we can make them unblock Lauren so that she can voice her complaints however she pleases.
To that note, quick question, quick side note. Do you have more than one Instagram account?
I have an Instagram account for my cats,
But
I can't see the Blue
That's a whole
Angels on
side
that
question.
either.
have they blocked those accounts as well?
No, it's like connected, so I can't see it. Instagram changed something, so if you have two accounts with the same email, you can't see.
Could you sign up with a separate email and get access to
I would
another?
think so. If
it
it's
would take a little
completely
extra work,
unconnected.
but
Yeah.
Here's a question for you: If when this eventually, when you're in front of I assume this just goes to a judge.
Maybe.
Right?
I mean, the facts are so straightforward. I don't see why they would want to go to a judge.
But let's say it does.
Unless they like being spanked.
Are you going to have to prove? Are you going to have to prove that? Is there a reasonable assumption that if your complaints were heard, that you would have been able to stop them from performing?
No, we don't have to prove that.
not.
All we have to prove is that they blocked her, period. That's it. We don't have to explain that the speech was going to be effective in effectuating change. Not at all. All we need to prove is whether or not she was blocked. And to your point about the alternate accounts, that was addressed in the Knight Institute versus Trump lawsuit about workarounds. It's not. That's not valid.
Are you seeking money in this relief requested?
We're leaving that up to the court for now.
So yes.
Whatever, maybe, I don't know. Whatever the judge deems appropriate. But in terms of injunctive relief, which is the judge forcing the Blue Angels to do something, we want them to unblock Lauren, and we want them to take remedial First Amendment training so that they can honor the values that their service represents.
Are you worried that people are going to consider this a frivolous lawsuit?
No,
I'm
because
sure
it's
you don't
not.
care.
I mean, yeah, they can be wrong. I don't care about the opinions of ignorant people.
Well,
the thing is
it's an
like
opinion,
a lot
they're
of
not
other
ignorant,
people
but-
are affected. Like there are people who've been sharing their stories, very similar stories, where their animals have also died.
As a result of noise?
Yeah, and
Is that
wildlife.
proven?
I mean, it's just comments I see on the story.
It's comments, but is that proven that animals die as a result of the Blue
Yeah,
Angels?
wildlife. I volunteer in wildlife rehab, and
Nassim, you
it's
shrugged.
very.
You don't seem quite as convinced about that.
Well, it depends what you mean by proven. I don't know whether proven in a court
Are
of
there,
law.
are there
or,
studies out there that show
Yeah.
that animals die when the Blue Angels fly overhead?
We did the site studies that show the negative impact. I don't know if we can directly point to the proximate
Specific Blue
cause
Angels,
of this
Yeah.
particular sonic barrage
Okay, no, I'm
killed
just
this
asking.
particular
I'm just
blue
asking.
orca whale.
Let me ask you this question. You guys you have an area called factual allegations.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by factual?
So all the sections that you see, those are requirements under the rules of federal civil procedure.
Sure.
So when we make factual allegations,
Saying these are indisputable facts?
well, we claim that they're facts. The other side, the United States government, can dispute any of those facts.
So
So,
number
for
one-
example, the first one, they can dispute point number 14.
Yeah, Layla was the greatest cat that ever lived.
Yes, they can dispute that.
I think most cat owners would dispute that.
Well, they're welcome
because
to.
they have their own cat. They think is the greatest cat ever. It's
Every
of a,
cat is
it's
the
like
greatest cat.
It's
I
a
agree.
universal feeling that most people have about their
Sure.
pets. Okay.
They're welcome to dispute that. We can see them in court.
You were a devoted mother to Layla. When you say mother, what do you mean mother? Just like you mothered this cat as if it was a child.
As if she was my child. I mean, I don't have human children. A lot of people don't have human children for many different reasons.
Sure.
She was like my child to me. I treated her like my child her whole life, and there was no difference to me. And that's just my own personal experience. And many other people have similar experiences. You know, people adopt children. You know, people consider their pets children. Not everyone does, but many, many people do.
Yeah. And then eventually you guys did have to make the decision to euthanize the cat.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
And it was like 5 or 6 days following the Blue Angels performance,
It's August 11th.
something around there. Yeah. And you're arguing that it was a direct result of the chaos and panic that your cat had to suffer through was a directly impacted your cat so greatly that you had to euthanize your cat. Would she have had to have been euthanized even if the Blue Angels didn't perform? Was she already? You said she had a congestive heart
It's possible.
issue.
We definitely didn't help. That's all we can say. And
We'll never know, but I know for a fact it didn't help when.
Was this an issue around 4th of July as well? Did she respond well to
she did not
fireworks?
care about fireworks at all.
Just she had a specific thing to
It was
Blue
the Blue
Angels.
Angels, which is
And no-
significantly louder.
And also not other jets, you said, just the Blue Angels.
No.
Yeah. It was the low altitude
Interesting.
passes, and I want to just highlight she was drugged up as she could possibly be. And when she was outside and they did their low passes, she still had enough wherewithal to crash through the cat door. So that's how primal this affected her.
All right. Nassim Bushtia, Lauren Lombardi, a married couple.
Yeah.
Great lawsuit, very well written. I totally disagree with it. I hope you're not successful, but
I'm sorry you disagree with the First Amendment.
I have to compliment you. No. I think you do have a case. I just hope you're not successful. But I do appreciate that you guys are that you're here to talk about it. And thank you so much,
Can I
Spike.
give
You
you
had
one piece of positive
Please.
hope, I think? When you get this all the way to the Supreme Court, Roberts is a cat person. Gorsuch is a cat person.
They've already ruled 9-0 unanimously
Well, I
that
mean, and,
government officials can't.
The First Amendment's a slam
block
dunk, but the
people.
loss of the loved pet. You got Sotomayor.
No, this is really good information.
You got Sotomayor.
I'm not a lawyer.
Yeah.
I'm not a lawyer. I would
You
not
got
argue.
Kagan.
I would not argue that they killed your cat. I think it's a step. I think that's a step too far, and people roll their eyes. As soon as I saw like Blue Angels killed my cat, I went, oh jeez.
Is there any fear
are
that
these
will
people?
undo the First Amendment arguments?
What would undo the First
The perceived frivolity of a cat death.
No, because that's not the cause of action. The cause of action is the First
It's against
Amendment.
being blocked on
There you go.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Great to meet both of you guys.
Super great to meet you guys.
Thank you.
I hope you don't win. Super great to meet you. Go Blue Angels. And if your cat's scared, give him some earmuffs or something. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
10-time MLB All-Star, 10-time Gold Glove Award winner, MLB single-season hit leader, a one-of-a-kind player.
And there it is! He's the new all-time hit king in Major League history, number 258.
Head to T-Mobile Park in August as the Mariners celebrate Ichiro's induction into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. The festivities kick off with a 3-day Ichiro Hall of Fame Funko Pop giveaway Tuesday, August 5th through Thursday, August 7th. On Friday, August 8th, arrive early to score a 2004 Ichiro jersey like the one he wore when he broke the MLB single-season hit record. Saturday, August 9th will feature Ichiro's pregame number retirement ceremony, and the first 20,000 fans on Sunday the 10th will take home a replica of his Cooperstown plaque. It's going to be legendary.
On a tremendous throw by Ichiro. He threw something out of Star Wars.
Get your tickets at mariners.com/Ichiro.
Hi, it's John Curley. Longevity Medical Clinic is your best plan for long-term well-being and personalized health care. Dr. Mixon, let me ask you a question. How long have some of your patients been working with you?
We've got patients now that have been with us for over 20 years that are in their 90s who came to us in their 60s. The grandparents now in their 90s are living independently. They're not on walkers. They're not on canes. They're not headed for nursing homes.
I meet people and they ask about, wow, you're in great shape. You have 12% body fat and stuff. What's the secret? I said, it's not a secret. Longevity Medical Clinic has been there for 25 years. There is no secret to the fact that if you make those small changes, you avoid the big, bad, horrible stuff that most of us just think, well, this is what's supposed to happen to me.
And if you're heading downhill and you don't change your direction, you're going to continue going downhill. And what we do at Longevity is we redirect you and we take you back up the hill.
So get your free health analysis. Go to longevitymedicalclinic.com. That's longevitymedicalclinic.com.
Hartley Wilcox here from Wilcox Family Farms. It's been fun meeting people at our recent egg demo events. I'm often asked, what do the hens eat? Well, Wilcox hens eat natural grains, seeds, and grass. They forage for worms and bugs, and their diet is free from pesticides and fertilizers. For fresh local eggs, look for Wilcox eggs at Safeway, Town & Country Markets, or Amazon Fresh. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
1877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Life can be stressful sometimes, but buying your new Subaru doesn't have to be. Subaru of Puyallup has you covered with over 300 new Subarus on the lot. Come in now so you can secure today's pricing on tomorrow's car at Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership.
Want to see the Seahawks take on the Raiders at the preseason home opener August 7th? KIRO Newsradio is giving away 4 tickets. Just listen to Seattle's morning news all week from 6 to 9 for the daily code word. Then open the KIRO Radio News app, tap the Win tab, and enter. You can enter once a day from July 23rd through 28th to boost your chances. Full details at mynorthwest.com/win. We'll see you at the game.
All right, welcome back to the show. We're going to get to your text messages in just a minute. We got a ton of response to lots of stuff. We just had the woman who is suing the Blue Angels in connection with the death of her cat. And also the thing they're really suing about is they feel like her First Amendment rights were infringed upon when they blocked her on Instagram.
Yeah.
So she couldn't voice her concern. And I saw some of the things that she was posting. They have it in their complaint, their 11-page complaint, which we
Not shy about
have read.
Yeah, not hiding it.
Very coarse language, would be viewable by the public. Here's my question, and I had this question for the lawyer right as he walked out, who is also her husband, by the way. Super nice people.
Yeah.
I like them a lot.
Yeah.
I do not want them to be successful in this because I want the Blue Angels to be performing for a long time. But the question that I asked him, if this is a public forum like they're talking about, because it's official government account, right, for the U.S. or for the Blue Angels, is there some sort of a reasonable expectation for language that they have to be mindful of? And I found this online, and I'm just wondering if this is going to play into it. A government entity courts have held, government entities can impose reasonable content-neutral speech restrictions during public meetings. So, for instance, you couldn't have somebody just come in and start screaming the F word and shouting people down. And if they're looking at this public forum of the Instagram as the same thing as like a public forum in a city council meeting, maybe they would have grounds to say, yeah, we actually can block people.
Have some standards.
And we can edit their free speech, and they don't have all the same right. I don't know how it's going to play out.
Right.
I think they have a really interesting case, though. But again, I
that was kind of my concern, too.
Not hopeful that they're successful at all. Yeah. But super nice folks. All right, let's read some of these text messages. Laura, let's just make all of these about cat stuff. Do we just have cat stuff?
Oh, do we have cat stuff?
Let's get to cat stuff. And me saying that young people are dressing in an inappropriate manner.
We got a lot on those ones
everything,
too,
every topic
all right,
today.
Let's just do cat stuff because we're very short on time. Go ahead.
Okay, on Lauren, the woman who's suing the Blue Angels over the death of her cat. 206 says, condolences for poor Layla, that's the name of the cat. Awful to lose a beloved pet, but this is nonsense. Naseem, congratulations on getting your free advertising. Way to use the free market. Hopefully it gets you clients. You sound like a sharp guy. To the cat owner, you've lived here for years, apparently, and your cat didn't have any residual effects from the literal 3 minutes of sound that the Blue Angels make. As I recall, they don't hover. Yes, they do shake when they go by at 700 miles an hour, but it ends quickly.
Also, she says that the cat was very discerning in the noises it didn't like. It didn't seem to have any issues with fireworks or other jets.
I will say, if she lives on Mercer Island, Blue Angels are a much bigger problem than 4th of July fireworks.
Does she live on Mercer Island?
Yeah.
Okay.
Julia in Rainier says, I have a cat that I would like to give Lauren, and replace her cat with a pedigree one. Tell her I really want to give her a cat seriously.
Oh, that's sweet.
If Lauren and Huston are listening, they can call us up and we'll put these two together.
206 says, if the Blue Angels lawsuit is successful, may I sue the developer who is shaking my house every day for the next 2 years? I've been told that whatever happens to me while they develop the property is okay because it's their right to develop it. If my car dies at Deception Pass during a fighter jet flyover, shall I sue? Yes, I knew about the noise before I went, but anybody who buys a house next to a racetrack knows why the land is cheap, and those people are allowed to complain. Yeah, interesting.
Honestly, I lived next to a condo that was being built for a year, and it was awful. Awful. We lost light. It was noisy. There were particulates from them demoing the houses to build the condos. Yeah, not a fan.
But does she have a lawsuit? I don't know about that. I'm going to read one last one here.
Okay.
Did you have one, Spike, you want to read?
Well, I just want to apologize to people who texted in about having a dead guy in a suitcase. We got a page and a half of those.
We got a lot of dead guy suitcase
Everything,
and we got
the way girls dress these
calling
days.
Little people trollops. All right. Thank you
all.
so much. What a great show. What a great show. No other show.
What an audience.
As good as ours.
Oh.
But John Curley's going to try. He's up next. So listen to that. Hopefully you guys come back tomorrow. It's Friday. It's going to be a great day. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
You listen to Seattle's morning news every morning. What do Charlie and Manda listen to every afternoon?
I absolutely love listening to John Curley because he makes you think, which I love.
John has a real special talent in being able to talk about the topics we care about, but he's always trying to make it fun. And you're going, oh, this guy actually gets it.
The John Curley Show, weekdays 3 to 7. Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube or the KIRO Newsradio app.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs. You sound very calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees. Ooma. Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
AAA asked me if I would change my name from Sir Mix-a-Lot to Sir Mix-a-Lot. I said, why would I do that? They said, you're more